I am muted. Don't worry about it. Welcome in, guys, to the 8th exciting episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Hope everybody's doing amazing today. Before we get into it, as always, we're going to go over our very few couple house rules. We're going to introduce the cast and do a recap. So first and foremost, guys, let's keep spoilers non-existent. So if you guys have seen this played elsewhere, or if you've played through it yourself, etc., be sure not to spoil it in the chat or the comment section, because we're trying to keep it spoiler free, trying to give you guys genuine reactions. We don't want stuff given away. It's gonna be fine. Next off, D&D has a lot of rules, and sometimes we like to play the rule of cool. So sometimes Ace is gonna be like, hey, yeah, you guys can do that, even though it's mechanically not how it's supposed to work, because it's awesome. So let's try not to get too hung up on that. It's meant to be fun. We're just having a good time. You guys should just have a good time too. And last but not least, let's try not to judge anybody based on their character decisions or knowledge of the game. D&D has a crap ton of rules, and some of us are pretty new to the game, and some of us are really just acting in character. So maybe it doesn't make the most strategic sense to make some of the decisions we do. But we do it for the drama, okay? Team Drama Llama, let's go.
Happy Mama says Mama.
Hey, if we wanted to watch this after the fact, VP, where would we find?
Hey, I'm glad you asked, Ace. If you want to catch us after the fact, catch up on all the exciting episodes. That's why we call him Goose. If you want to catch up on the episodes, if you've not seen the rest of them, they're on our YouTube, which is pinned in the Twitch chat now. And guys, if you're watching this back on YouTube, we do these live. I try to let you guys know when we're doing them. But we actually play a lot, so it's kind of hard to let you know exactly when we're going to do them. I do try to let you know in the Discord or at the end of episodes or whatever. But yeah, catch up on all the past episodes, all the past drama, all the past love affairs and soul stealing, and I don't even know what we're doing in this campaign anymore. Saving kids. I mean, you can catch all those on the YouTube. All right, guys, I am Vincent Page, and I am playing Nephilim or Liam, your tiefling bard. And we just leveled up last session, so exciting. Level 5, let's go.
Level 5.
That's
Level 5.
It'll be even more heartbreaking when we die. Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, I'm Ace. I'm going to be the DM tonight. I did let them level up, but that's only so I can bring in scarier things.
Jesus Christ. I'm Foxy. I am your changeling warlock. And yeah, I'm just here.
I'm proud of you.
To see what we can do.
He remembered to say changeling warlock slay king.
Right? No sad boy arc though. We're out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Chat,
All right, I am Jason, playing Oz, the Order Cleric.
I am Lady Stuff, playing Kaylin, the Kalistar Circle of Stars druid.
And I'm Skynet, playing Peter Firefist, the half-orc barbarian.
Fire fist, fire fist.
Well,
Who just did that with me?
I think it was, yeah, the two of you.
well, unless we got anything else, we'll get right into a recap here. Last time, our group took a little adventure to Loomlurch, first thing in the morning. In fact, like real early hours of the morning. On their way back, they got some distressing news from Clapperclaw, who kind of was going on a self-discovery quest to figure out who he is and what have you. And unfortunately, in the process, the group had to say goodbye. Seems for now he is back at the carnival, living out a much different life than he previously was, but he is no longer with the group. In the wee hours of the morning, our group decided that they were going to try and make entry to Loomlurch and try and get some kids out. Along the way, they discovered some kind of unnerving things about some various family trees and what have you. But they also kind of set some things into motion to get the kids out of Loomlurch. In the process, they ran into Will, who was there to also help get the kids out. And that's where things kind of took a pretty sharp turn, as Will had planned to burn down the entirety of Loomlurch. He basically said if he makes sure that this place is gone, then Granny can never seek out any more kids, and thus it's never going to be an issue he needs to worry about again. So he set the place on fire. Our group kind of made a mad dash to recover what they believe to be Tyr's stolen item. In the process, fire broke out, fights broke out, people were fighting, hags and shambling mounds showed up, and there was all kinds of chaos as everybody made a mad dash to get away from this place while saving the children. In the end, they did get all of the children out. Will's in pretty rough shape, but they got him out as well. And the rest of the group made a break for the wood line. Unless anybody objects, I'm going to say they're probably heading back to roughly where they had camp.
Well, before they do, I will say that now that we're a safe distance away from the hags, I'm going to ask Liam if he can open up the bag of holding and see if I can reach in and grab a rocking horse head and, get the rocking horse head out for a little bit of air.
Yeah, no, he would absolutely, upon request, produce the bag of holding.
Okay. So following that, are we kind of making way back towards camp, or has anybody got other plans?
Well, is the head breathing?
It's just the head's just poking out the side of the bag. It's
Is it
got access to air now.
Just a regular rocking horse head that came out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a regular rocking horse.
Oh, cool.
Is it breathing? I feel like a regular rocking horse head doesn't breathe.
It's a wooden rocking horse. I mean, I don't know what you're asking. Like,
I need people off stream are probably going to be very confused, but I need people to know that off stream, something that happened was because, of course, we do debriefs afterwards, right? And one of the things that came up was the fact that I was like, we were talking about where the horn might be. And obviously this rocking horse is like missing a horn because it has very clearly, he said that there's like a spot where a horn would go. And then a side comment that was made that has made me now fear for the fact that this rocking horse is more than just a rocking horse. And so I then went down a loophole of making sure I understand all of the physics of how bags of holding work with alive creatures. We're covering our bases, though. That's all I'm going to say.
She did a lot of math that I wasn't going to do. I'll tell you that right now.
I can tell you how long that thing has been in our bag in game. Second by second, what happened.
all right. Well, then I guess I'm going to move us here as we make our way back to camp.
I have my character sheet up.
Dear, how you feeling, buddy? I feel like this is the big moment.
I hope it is. We should dig through the bag and see what all we got.
Okay. Can I shuffle around the horse head?
Sure. I don't see why not.
Okay, great. And then if possible, I'll go ahead and pull out the items. I think we had 5 items that we had retrieved. I have embroidered velvet slippers, false eye made of gold, a cracked hand mirror, gauntlet, an hourglass, and a bunch of letters from Scabatha.
That is exactly what you guys had in there.
The note taker's note taker.
Yeah, and as soon as they come out of the bag, Tyr, you do feel a certain pull towards that gauntlet.
Yes. Can I see the gauntlet?
Of course. You think this is it?
I feel like it is.
All right, 10 bets on, everybody place your bets now for what it is. What's he getting back, huh? I don't think any of us have really figured it out.
Nobody knows. What do you mean?
Go, buddy.
Yeah. Tyr, the moment you lay a hand on it, you do feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. Like this overwhelming burden that has been plaguing you for about as long as you can remember is gone. I think you also kind of in the moment become pretty acutely aware to the tension in the air as everyone looks to you, kind of on the edge of their seat, waiting to see, exactly what's happening and what this means and if it's the right thing and what have you. But as you kind of grab hold of this kind of worn leather gauntlet that has these kind of intricate vines and flowers kind of embroidered on it, you absolutely feel kind of restored. You feel whole again. It absolutely restores everything that you've been lost, as well as removing any minor curse that you would have had in that moment.
Oh God. I'm feeling things. Oh God. I've said some shitty things to you guys that I can't that I can't take it back now.
We've all said or done some things that we wish we could take back, but you've been here for us.
But like Elfie, like I literally I brushed off your emotions like it didn't exist.
And I blamed everybody else for my item being destroyed. We've all made mistakes, buddy. It's okay.
I need to figure it out. Like
You need a hug.
that's heavy. I've always been able to just rage, and hit things because I could, and because I couldn't feel things. I gotta figure that part out now.
Out of character, is this where you multi-class into a monk? Sorry.
No,
sorry.
it's fine.
I will denote mechanically, just so we're aware, and I'll get you an actual sheet for this at some point, Jonathan. But mechanically, while wearing that, once per day, Tyr can, while wearing the gauntlet, if he physically touches another being, you can immediately and in entirety experience the emotions that that person is also feeling.
Oh, that might be useful.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
That's cool.
Oh my, that's cool. I like that. I really gotta figure out, guys, how to process, my inner rage. I feel like I don't know that I'm gonna be able to just do that just to do it anymore.
That's okay.
Trust me,
I can tell you.
Plenty of reasons for you to rage soon enough, friend.
I will say, if I feel lucky that I got to know you even before you had this emotion. I mean, you were always more than just fury and fists. You've been such a important piece of our story, and I don't know. Yeah, now you're not just a grumpy gladiator. Like, I don't know. Next thing you know, maybe you'll be hugging trees and writing sonnets about butterflies with me. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But if you need time to process, I also understand.
I wouldn't put that past me.
Yeah. Tell me, go grab the butterfly. What does it feel?
I really don't know. How does a butterfly feel?
I feel like a beautiful butterfly.
I feel a beautiful butterfly.
Listen, I'm the caterpie before the butterfly.
Okay, I really am gonna cry if we start referencing Bye Bye Butterfree. Okay, I just can't. That's some trauma I've not let go of. Okay, we gotta stop.
We just lost clap
Yeah.
applause. You butterfree in this analogy.
Yes.
I feel like with these moments of emotion, Elfie's gonna reach into his pack and hand Liam Clapper Claws scarecrow form. So you always have a piece of him, buddy.
God damn it.
Yeah, I think Liam's like, thank you for this. I'm not going to carry him around. That's a weight that I'm not ready to tack on, but maybe we'll make him a nice little shrine here.
I think that's nice. He liked to hear.
Speaking of us getting items, I think Liam's going to reach and grab the mirror. Does this look familiar to you at all, Elfie?
I don't know. Does it, Ace?
Give me a history check.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Guidance.
Yes, yeah. I would say Kaylin would probably. If you don't cast it on yourself, Kaylin would
do
for sure.
Do I need more than an 18?
No, I think so. Here's the thing. I think looking at it, there is a certain familiarity to it, right? Like there is something about it that definitely seems familiar. However, in its current state, you just can't put your finger on why. You can't put your finger on to where you've seen it before, if you've seen it before for sure, but like something about it is very familiar, and I would go so far as to say even very alluring to you.
Do I see all of the pieces? Like, are all the pieces of glass there?
They are not.
Bitch. I was gonna mend it back together.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels wrong and right. I don't really know what to make of it.
Maybe
if it's mine or not.
maybe it's hope. Hope that it's not entirely gone, or even if our pieces are kind of fractured right now, that by the end of this we can piece it back together.
I feel some sort of pull to it. It's just, I think fractured is the best way to put it. But I appreciate it, guys. I really do. So I can just tuck my mirror back in my pocket.
Do you look in the reflection at all?
It's broken, right? Is there any glass that's still in it, like attached?
Oh, there's some, yeah.
I mean, I'll attempt to look at the mirror and see what it shows me, if it's anything beyond just my reflection.
Yeah, and so specifically as you look into it, I think I'm going to say a majority of the shards, you see yourself, broken in a mirror as you would, but on just a few of them, you see an unknown figure to you. You see these feminine features that, I mean, you can't even, there's not even enough to see a whole face, but you see these like bits of features that are in the same place yours are, but like it's clearly a different person, i.e., so if you look at it, where your left eye would be is definitively somebody else's eye. And even as you move, that eye moves with yours, but like definitely somebody else.
Do I recognize this person in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think you do.
I think Alfie's gonna just keep it to himself for now and just say, no, I don't see anything. Not 100% sure.
Do you want a hug, or do you want space?
Alfie's gonna kind of like walk over to Caitlin and just side hug.
Full hug.
Alfie's gonna start like heavy breathing, like
Activated my trap talk.
Ha
Well, when
Alfie's
Kaylin
gonna
grabs
changeling.
Elfie, when Kaylin grabs Elfie for a hug, I'm gonna grab them both.
Elfie's gonna changeling shape down into the size of a fairy and like walk away. kind of like.
I
half
promise if you
smiling.
start crying, I won't say a word.
With that.
Okay, can you let me go, buddy? You're still a little strong.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, thanks. Well, I don't know what these other things are. Any ideas? An hourglass feels a little on the nose for an hourglass coven.
You guys see any magic coming off of these?
Elfie casts detect magic at will because he has. That.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
everything's
specifically off of these, there's not a whole lot of actual magic energy. With the exception of there is something about the hourglass, albeit it seems kind of hidden from you. Like you can sense some magic, but it's almost like somebody's trying to hide it.
This one's puzzling.
Well, I say for now we keep it safe in the bag, and maybe when we're all a little bit more rested,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get some answers.
Tackle that one.
Those of you who have handled it, give me an investigation check.
Oh boy.
about that?
17.
The hourglass in particular.
Mm-hmm.
4.
I rolled a 9.
Wolf.
Alfie, as you take some time to really look at it,
And I-
you do notice that there is something within the sand.
I'm gonna shake the hourglass just a little bit to try and see if I can see the figure more clearly.
And as you do, just the way, the weight of it works, you do notice that there is what appears to be that of a human eyeball that is glassed over within this hourglass.
Is it blinking?
What is with the eyes?
No, it's not blinking. But I will denote that, like, you can see the pupil of it kind of dilating and shifting.
Oh,
Ew.
is a full-size eye?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Does it look like it goes with the golden eye?
No, actually, it doesn't.
What the
I
F?
look like the eye.
Oh,
you
this
saw
is
in the
probably not
mirror.
good, y'all. Oh no.
Does anybody recall anybody missing an eye?
No, but I'm concerned about scrying eyes.
Oh,
I don't know what a scrying eye
Yep.
is.
I hope that's
Oh.
not watching us.
oh, yeah, scrying eye would watch us.
Maybe we should
I-
put it back in the bag and leave
Into
it
the
there.
bag for a little bit until we think about it, not in its eyesight.
Watch.
So while we're on that topic, you guys were able to locate some objects magically previously just because you knew about them.
Yeah.
I think the hags could track us with these objects.
I feel like they can't sense it in the bag of holding.
It'd be, well, something made of lead would actually increase our odds of not being detected because lead does shield better. But bag of holding is technically another dimension, so I guess maybe it's slightly preserved. It is a concern for sure.
Bag sounds good.
Elfie, hearing like everybody talking about like watching and learning, is gonna walk over to Will and is going to ask him if he has it.
Good question.
He's gonna ask Will what weapons he used against the hags when he was fighting.
Yeah, and he's struggling right now. In fact, he's at the moment being treated by this older kind of adventurer that you guys have had previously helped, and he in turn helped you guys, but definitely helping him get bandaged up at the moment. And Will kind of reaches down to the ground, and at his side, he does pull I believe it's a glaive. Yeah, he does pull up the glaive that he was carrying.
Elfie's gonna ask permission to. Is it okay if I grab this from you really quickly?
As he immediately pulls it back and shakes his head, and like I think you notice him tense up as he looks at you. And goes, "Absolutely not."
Okay. You can hold on to it as long as you want. Is there any blood on it?
See. There is not.
Is there any hair on it?
I mean, I would use the same roll, so yeah, there would be nothing left on it.
Damn.
And without like totally giving it away, I would say primarily due to the transit of.
The transit, like walking back from the. So there's no dried blood or nothing.
Yeah, so here's the thing, and I think it would probably become evident to you guys, even just thinking about it. Like all the times you guys had previously seen Will, you never saw him carrying this thing. Like at no point was it stored on him or near him or anything of that nature. However, when things kind of kicked off with Liam, it was like it was just in his hand at a moment's notice.
I will go ahead and heal him for 21 to get him a little bit bigger up on his feet, maybe. Pep into step for a big talk.
And he kind of turns and he kind of gives you like a subtle nod and just kind of mouths thank you. As you can tell, I mean, even with that and the healing he got previously, he's still looking pretty rough. I mean, like he's got some pretty serious gashes and between some of the spells they used, like he's worn down. I mean, like he's gonna take a little bit of time to recover.
And how many hit points does he have?
Well, I don't want to press it too hard, but I do feel it's perhaps my duty to share some information. But Oz, do you mind if I pull you aside for a minute?
Sure. What's this about?
I'm going to go over to Oz. And it's going to be super easy because we both have these telepathy things, so I don't have to roll for this and mess it up. But I'm going to connect with him, and I'm going to show him the image of what I saw in the Hag's Hut, where I saw family portraits, and then where I saw what I believe are his family portraits. And Ace, if you want to describe what that was.
Okay, so just so I'm entirely clear, are we starting with his family?
I started with mine, and I'm kind of like voicing over in my mind to let him know, like, these images show.
So we're not doing the initial portrait first.
No, I'll get to that later.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be sure. Okay, so yeah, she definitely kind of shows you this image of. First, primarily yourself as a child. I mean, not a baby, but like, you know, definitely much younger. But also you see what appears to be that of Will standing there. That said, I think for Oz specifically, when she attempts to show you that, it blurs for you. It gets kind of muddy as if you're looking at it underwater. It's a little distorted. It's a little like you definitely see what she's talking about, but it's not like as transparent as what you would expect for like a telepathic kind of thing. But the rest of everything she explains is exactly as is, right? I mean, it's exactly what you would think. You know, there's an older couple there. There's, you know, everything else she's talking about is exactly what you would expect, except for where, you know, this picture of would-be Will just looks to you, again, it's kind of foggy, kind of hazy, again, kind of like it's like underwater and distorted a bit to you.
Okay, so it's just two parents and then the Will-esque watercolor figure.
Yeah, well, so yeah, you would see the two older generation. You would see Will, and then you would see yourself as a much younger version.
Okay, and I guess I can't see enough about Will to even make a comparison there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do think you would see enough that, like, when she suggests to you, like, there's this picture of Will, I think to you, you would go, yeah, okay, I could see what she's talking about. But also, I think there's a bit of you that's a little reserved from that because, like, seeing the other three are very transparent, clear as day, like, very evident who they are. That one to you being muddied, you're kind of like, well, I don't know necessarily how she exactly jumped to that, but I can see the comparison she's making.
And the parents here, are they the parents Oz knows?
They are not.
Ooh.
Oh boy, this will be a juicy episode.
Oh, so this is kind of strange, Caitlin. I can see how maybe that looks like Will, but how do you know? It's not as clear as the other pictures.
It looks perfectly clear to me. I mean, it's a
It's
portrait. It's
not-
not like impressionism.
Well, I mean, that part is. It's kind of a weird painting where just that figure is kind of blurry.
That's weird. It's not in my mind.
No, strange. Well,
But-
that part must have gotten corrupted in transfer.
Well, you seem a little bit less perturbed than I am. That based on this
Well-
information, Will's your brother.
What are you, what?
These are family portraits. I don't have any siblings, so mine wouldn't show any, but I saw Liam's, and Liam has a sister, and we saw that. There's, well, the Hags and all their family.
And Liam saw this photo?
I think he did, right? Okay, well, I pulled you aside because I didn't want to bring it up in front of the others, but since you don't seem that shocked, do you want to go back and talk to them about it?
Well, it's not shocked. It's trying to understand what this is. Like, this, I don't know, could be a trick. Did Liam
trick?
see a photo? And,
Oh,
confirm
honey
that was his
schnookums.
family?
Just kidding.
Yeah, let's go talk to Liam.
Okay, all right. We'll walk back
Liam.
on over.
What's up?
When you sorry.
I've been told there were some photos in the Loom Lurch that you saw. Family photos, portraits.
Yeah, he kind of like gives a quick, hard glance at Kaylin's like, yeah, there
And
seems to be some kind of magic portraits.
and you saw yours?
Yeah.
And was it accurate?
That's a hard question, my friend. I don't know. I would assume so. Kaylin seemed to be accurate per her description.
Okay.
Hold on. Maybe it'll make more sense. I know
Wait.
the only other evidence I have, of course, Liam's a complicated one. I promise you, this is all my family, though, the family I showed you. But maybe if it helps, I can give you all another family portrait that we saw that you all will believe. And now I will try and give a couple, see how many people at a time I can talk to with the images of the other family photographs we saw.
Yeah, and so I'm not going to make you roll anything because I think it's more of a matter of time. Because, like, given enough time, you could, like, individually, if you had to, go one by one to show everybody what you're talking about. That said, I will share this one out with everybody. And yeah, I mean, so the pictures she shares with you, just as a kind of refresher for everybody, are the first two you all immediately recognize, right? The first one is 100% Bevlorna. The second one, absolutely being Scabatha. The third one, you don't know so well. She's kind of this, dark shrouded figure, seemingly has this really elaborate kind of gothic black dress on. Kind of hard to pin exactly who that is. You also see the figure that I've just shared with you. And then last but not least, you do see a very elderly figure who, very old, very disheveled, but behind her is absolutely that of a house that has a chicken foot beneath it.
I'm sorry, where did you share this picture at?
Roll 20.
I'm in roll 20. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Oh, weird. It popped up for me.
That's fine.
I can post it. No, it shouldn't be a secret. I'll post it in the chat. It's in the Witchlight chat.
I promise I'm just poking.
Are you not seeing it, BP?
I'm seeing the original one that we saw.
Yes.
With the chicken foot
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Pretty.
Okay, I am seeing it now. I don't know what changed. It just popped up in roll 20.
Oh, now it's in roll 20.
Yeah, I just reshared it out. So.
Oh,
I got it that time. Wow, okay.
See, family. Remember, they said it was her. They were stepsisters. The hags. You see, all the hags. They're sisters, and then the stepsister, and then Mama. It's a family portrait. See, that's what this wall shows.
Whoa.
So you're saying that is Mama Hag? Unless
Who?
I completely read that wrong? The Mama of the Hags?
The young and beautiful one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
you tell me.
I'm not related.
You're not related. Well, of course you're not related. This isn't your family tree. Anyways, the point that I brought this all up was merely to express that we all know that these people are related because we learned the hags are all related and the stepsister, and somebody's got to have a mama, right? So it shows family portraits. Anyways, back to the other thing. Will is Oz's brother.
Still confused.
Oh?
Those are
Say
not
what?
my parents, and yeah, I don't know that was even Will in the portrait that I saw.
I think Liam would speak up. I can tell you this. I don't know how it all works, and I know that mine was a very complicated example because, to be honest with you guys, I've never, that scared the hell out of me. I never met my parents, and we assume that's my sister, but I definitely never met her either. But I can tell you without a doubt, Oz, that we did see Will in your set of portraits. Now, what that means, I don't know, but I can tell you that it was, without a shadow of doubt, him.
Oh, that's strange. Will and myself and two people who are not my parents in a portrait.
Oz, I don't know if you're still in denial, but I saw you be taken through a mirror. You've either come from or gone to the Feywild at some point in your young life. And it was Will
What
who
do
was handing
mean
you over.
Saw me be taken through a mirror. Where did you see this? Was that another painting?
No, it was when we linked minds.
When you link minds with Will.
I tried to ask you. Can I?
Well, sounds like I need to talk to Will.
Yeah, I think you should.
Well, Oz will look around for Will. Where is he now? Same spot.
Yeah, he's kind of just, chilling up against a log. Again, he's with Star and the older gentleman who, again, kind of just tending to his wounds. He's in pretty rough shape.
Alright, so Oz will just sit over beside him and sit down on a log. And I know this may not be the best time. Can we talk? I can give you a hand with those.
And he kind of nods. He goes, not in the best shape, but as long as you don't mind sitting to talk, I think I'll be all right.
That's about all I want to do right now, too. That was a long day. But I didn't go in for very long, but apparently some portraits were noticed inside of Loom Lurch. And one curious one appeared to have you and I in it together.
And
You know why that might be?
kind of raises a brow, and he goes, "Well, when I cut myself on those brambles, and I saw a picture of my mom and dad, and there was a baby that I didn't recognize, and he kind of like really looks at you. I mean, I guess maybe there's a little similarity, but like, I mean, forgive me, you don't look like a baby here, so it's kind of hard to say."
Yeah, that's confusing. But that definitely looked like me, and at least the image I saw from Kaylin that she projected. Strangely, though, I couldn't see you very well in that.
And he kind of like, his head tilts a little bit. He goes, "Well, but my picture wasn't blurry. It was the baby that was blurry."
Well, interesting. Apparently, we can't see photos of each other.
And he kind of stops and thinks for a little bit. He goes, "But that doesn't really explain why you would show up with pictures of my parents."
No, it doesn't at all. Well,
I think
the
Kaylin-
conclusion the others have come to is that we are brothers. But I don't know how that can be possible.
He pretty vehemently shakes his head. He goes, I mean, that can't be true. I grew up an only child, and my parents pretty adamantly told me, like on several occasions, that they had wished to have another child but were never able to."
Well, this is strange indeed.
I'm gonna be staring at Liam while they're, or not, sorry, staring at Oz while they're talking, and I'm gonna try and transmit the image that I saw when I touched Will of the baby going through the mirror.
And does that come through clearly?
Yeah. I mean, if you're sending it to Oz, I mean, I do think it, based off of the way that vision was, I do think that goes through clearly.
And I can see that this baby is myself?
Yeah, I do think there's enough similarities that you would kind of at least be able to reach that conclusion. I also think the old man that the baby's being handed to would kind of have a certain familiarity to you. But like aside from that, there's really nothing there that like even, recollects a whole lot with you.
But that man is not the same as the dad in Will's portrait.
Absolutely not the same.
Interesting.
And it's not your dad that you know?
It's a great question.
It is not.
And it's not the old man sitting by Will?
No, it is not the old man sitting by
There's a lot of
Will.
old men in this scenario.
Have you ever traveled outside of the Feywilds?
And Will kind of shakes his head and he goes, "No, I mean, I've born and raised here."
Huh. Well, that's got a mystery on our hands.
And he kind of like really is kind of like studying you at this point, and just really, I mean, it really doesn't make sense. I mean, like, maybe the magic doesn't work because I'm from here or something. I don't know. Maybe Skabatha was using some trickery to pit us against each other or something?
Yeah, I think we would make a fearsome duo.
And he kind of nods and he goes, you know. And I think he kind of looks over Oz's shoulder a little bit at the rest of the group. He goes, I think you guys, truthfully, make a hell of a team. And he kind of like looks down a little bit and he goes, I'm sorry for my actions earlier. I truthfully didn't have anything against any of you. And he kind of gestures towards the kids. He goes, I have to protect them. I can't. I swore to myself that I would never let a bad thing happen to another kid again. And it's the most important thing to me at this point.
Yeah, I think we all understand, although I'm not the one that an apology would be owed. But anyway, glad we got the kids out. What are you gonna
What are
do
you?
now?
And he kind of shakes his head a little bit and kind of just looking at this group of kids who are, you can tell they're pretty worn out, just A, from the excitement, B, from, the trip here. As they're kind of like consoling each other a little bit and, a little bit restless, just not sure what to do in this situation. But he kind of looks over, he goes, well, I guess for now, I'll take them back to Little Oak, let them get acclimated and let the others teach them the ways. That way they can, take care of themselves and, look out for each other. And then, I don't know, maybe I've set my sights on trying to find them a way home, finding where they belong.
Do you mind if I ask? I don't think you're human anymore. And I don't think you're necessarily Fae. You seemed quite distraught in the vision I saw, giving up that child. Did something happen?
Wait,
And-
Will's in the vision?
He raises a brow and looks at you and goes, what are you talking about?
When I was trying to inform you that we're okay, that we're on the same team, I tried to connect with your mind and I saw something. And do you not remember?
And he shakes his head and has this real puzzled look on his face. He goes, I mean, I remember you doing that, but what you're describing is nothing I've ever experienced.
I won't press it further because from what I've seen, sometimes not knowing is maybe better.
Wait, what did you mean by passing a child through that mirror?
The vision I gave you, it was Will.
Like a mirror at the carnival?
It looked like a mirror similar to like the one at the carnival for sure. But I think that Will was the one in the Feywild passing you into the carnival, which I guess could have been in any plane really, but I think it was.
So
I don't think it's my place to tell you where you're from, but I think maybe you know in your heart.
Well, I think you just started this, so you gotta divulge all the info here now. What else have you seen?
It was Will. Well, it was. Those are the two things I've seen. I saw Will passing you as a baby through a mirror.
I do, just so you're absolutely clear, you never saw Will.
Oh, really? Oh, I could have sworn you said that it was Will passing the baby.
You were looking through someone else's eyes, and because it was Will's memory, that's the conclusion that you came to.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Okay, that is helpful. Okay. Well, I don't know. Why would I be seeing? It was like a first person account. So why would I be seeing? Why does Will have other people's memories then?
So the person you saw was... Well, you don't know who my father is. was not Will's father. Is that correct? I think we said that earlier.
I think he said it wasn't. Well, I don't know. Did you? I don't think you asked about Will's parents. If it was Will's parents.
Well, I thought you would have figured that out, right? Because you had just put that together.
Was it Will's parents in the? So what I saw was I saw somebody very upset passing a baby through a mirror. They could see their reflection at the end. So I should have been able to see who it was that was in the reflection, shouldn't I?
You never saw a reflection because there was never a mirror. It
What
was
the-
it was a mirror that was actively a doorway, no different than when
I
you
see,
guys
I
left
see,
the
I see.
carnival.
Okay, I see. Gotcha. Okay. I don't know who it was. I didn't see who it was giving up the baby, but it was you. It was you they were giving up. Or maybe they were trying to save you. I mean, I don't know.
So in Will's head, you saw a vision of me being passed through a mirror?
Yeah, like the ones at the carnival where a mirror turns into a portal.
By a man who was not Will's father.
What?
By a man who was not Will's father?
I don't know. Oh, you mean who took you?
No, who you saw. I think you only saw one person, right?
Did I see who the baby was given to?
You did.
Yeah, it was to an old man.
Mm-hmm.
And that old man was not Will's father.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was only one person in this thing. So there are two people.
There's
and
3
then the
people total. There's you. There's the person who, like, eyes I'm seeing through that's giving you up. And then there's the old man that is taking you. Those are the 3 in the
This
image.
is the weirdest episode of Mari I've ever been on. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
You are not.
Sorry.
I am really confused about this family tree at this point. I gotta be honest. I'm confused. Also, I'm real confused what's happening. How does he have his memories if it's not his memory?
Yeah, there's a lot to process here. Let me take a break for a little bit and think about this.
Sure. Well,
Lots of high emotions today. You know, Tyr's going to have to learn how to deal with his newfound emotion. Oz is got a family tree he's got to sort through. But I just want to say that nobody has to go through it alone. We're all here for each other, and clearly we don't have all the pieces in the puzzle box just yet. But I know that we're all going to go out of our way to figure it out. So
I gotta say, I could certainly use a nap after all this excitement, though.
Agreed.
and I think Liam does go up to this older gentleman who saved us, and he just says, "Thank you. I don't think that we could have got the kids out without your help. So I really, really appreciate you."
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
think-
wrestled a snake. That was awesome.
He kind of shakes his head and then he goes, "No, please. I would have never gotten out of that place if it hadn't been for your friend over there." As he kind of gestures towards Tyr. He goes, I'd been trapped there so long that I'd lost count of the days. But now that I'm out, I do have a mission to get back to, but for what it's worth, the very least I can do to repay the favor is for what you've all done. If you need to take a rest, I would gladly stay and keep watch while you guys do so before I set back up.
If it's not too personal a question, what is your mission? Anything we can help with?
He kind of sighs. He goes, "Well, for starters, my name is Elkhorn. But as far as the mission goes, as you can
Sorry,
tell,
what?
he gets a little teary-eyed.
Wait, what's your name?
Elkhorn.
Elkhorn?
Oh, okay. I misheard
Um,
that.
Said alicorn.
I thought you said alicorn, and I was like, hold on.
Yeah,
Time
no,
out.
but you see his eyes kind of well up just a little bit. He goes, "Well, unfortunately, I set out to get help. Apparently the League has made their way to these lands, and it's up to us to stop them. But after what happened in the palace, I don't know who I'm going to turn to for help. But I'm not going to leave them there."
Who's the League?
The League was the one, the
Put the bounty on the unicorn,
note
right?
from the
Yep, we
assassin
found the note.
was from, right?
The League of M.
I see.
He kind of nods. He goes, "The League of Malevolence is what they're called."
It's I was so close. Maleficent. I was like, if it's a fairy tale, that's the only villain I know is Maleficent. I swear to God, it's all a fairy tale.
He, you see, he kind of wipes his eye a little bit, and he goes, "Myself and the rest of Valor's Call set out to hopefully stop them before they could actually do any harm to these lands, but unfortunately, we were just a bit too late. We arrived at the palace as those hags were making their move, and well, in my old age, I don't move quite as fast, and I was just outside the range, and so I wasn't caught like the rest of them. Unfortunately, the hags ended up catching me after the fact, and I had been in prison there for some time, but now that I'm at least not locked away, I can, well, hopefully find somebody who can help me free them."
So you know what happened in the palace.
He kind of nods. He goes, "Well, knowing is a strong word, but I was there. I saw things happen. Truthfully, I don't know that I can explain it, but I was there."
Well, you may not be able to explain it, but our friends here have a really neat ability to perceive thoughts. Can you remember it in your mind?
And he kind of taps his helmet and he goes, "You know, this old thing isn't quite what it used to be, but I'd certainly be willing to try." Also, I can share this for everybody.
Elvie's going to step aside and let somebody with telepathic abilities take hand.
Yeah, I think Oz might have been a little tired and gone for a walk in the woods, I believe, right? Oh, look at him. What a fearsome man.
I lend you my axe.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, Kaylin, are you actively going to try? Yeah.
Sure.
He you watch as himself and four other individuals make their way into this just outstanding, this lavish palace, this, overwhelmingly large ballroom. And there's lots and lots of people in there. One figure very specifically strikes you, as she is kind of standing at the center of attention, if you will, as the other three hags are around her, seemingly having a conversation. And in a moment's notice, chaos breaks loose. It's a flurry of people scrambling, of people running, as you watch that primary figure lunge forward. She takes off sprinting as she lunges towards this large pot, if you will, in the center of this room. And just before she reaches it, she ceases movement entirely, frozen still in that moment. And as he looks back, you can see the other three hags there, one of them holding a unicorn horn, as every person in this area, one by one, starts to stop moving. And so much so that not even do they stop moving, but one of the members who are there with Elkhorn makes a motion to try and stop them as Bavlorna hits him with a withering ray, no different than the one that hit Liam or that hit Elfie. And it hits him so hard, it actually knocks him through a brick wall, sending him out over this empty space, but he stops. He's just floating there. The debris from the wall is just floating there. It's as if time within this space has stopped dead in its tracks, and now nothing can move. And in that moment, the figure, Elkhorn's eyes that you're looking through, he turns and he leaves. He runs. It's the only thing that he can do. His friends are captured. The people who are with him have been captured. They're all stuck. And so the only thing he can think to do is to get help. And so he leaves. And After, a few steps out the front door, it kind of fades. Not even the front door, but a few steps out the ballroom door, it kind of fades as he struggles to remember the bits after that. But those moments in particular, he very much remembers. And I think as that kind of fades, you can see the tear just running down his face as he shakes his head and he goes, Strongheart and Mercion and Molliver and Ringelrun, I'm going to save them. I don't know who I'm going to find to help with that.
What were their names again?
And he kind of clears his throat a little bit and he goes, well, there's Strongheart, our paladin. He's kind of the one who assembled us. There was Mercion, our cleric, and Molliver the rogue, and most importantly, Ringelrun the wizard. I fear he may be what they're actually after.
Ringelron, you say?
He nods. He goes, he came here with a staff of power. I fear that's maybe what they're after.
Yeah, Staff of Power is a pretty powerful magical item. I can imagine if they're trying to wield power like unicorn horns and staffs of power, they're trying to hold some pretty big magic out there.
He immediately nods. He goes, Kellic is unfortunately wise beyond his years, and I believe that he's kind of the one calling the shots and orchestrating all of this. To my knowledge, he hired that swordsman Warduke, who is, he'll work for any amount of gold that he can find, but unfortunately, he has no allegiance, but it's not like I could outbid anything that they've put together. They have Skyla, the warlock, and a priest who I don't know much about. Rumor has it they have some assassin working for them too, but again, we weren't able to uncover a whole lot of that before we heard that he was gonna, make a move on the castle. So myself and the rest of Valor's Call set out for this place, and well, now we're here. I mean, we've fought them before, and each time Strongheart has led us to victory, but now without him, truthfully, I don't know what to do.
Well, I've got good news. I'm pretty certain the assassin's dead. So he's a pile of stones out in the middle of the wayward pool.
He kind of nods. He goes, I suppose that is a little bit of relief. And unfortunately, I think he was probably the least of our worries.
Oh, great. Well, man, that was a lot of information. So the League of Malevolence they're with the hags, right?
And he nods. He goes, that's certainly what it seems. We had caught wind of some information that kind of pointed us in that direction, that they had allied themselves with some rather powerful magic users. And on our way here, we had uncovered that the Lady of the Land had apparently taken on some new advisors. And before we could really get into it, we uncovered that it seems they are in fact the ones they are working with.
And this Kelly guy, when you say he's calling the shots, you mean for the League?
He nods. He goes, that would be my guess. He's the only one, I think, out of any of them that would be smart enough to even try and play this game. I mean, he's had it out for Ringelrun for about as long as I can remember. And if he found out that Ringelrun had the staff, I can only imagine that's what this is all about.
Are these like code names? Is Ringelrun his like real name? It just feels like I apologize. I don't know the naming standards of the area, but Ringelrun just, I don't know. Ringelrun doesn't really like incite fear in me.
He kind of looks at you like real puzzled. And I mean, I don't know that it's supposed to instill fear. We're just a group of people who wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, I certainly have a lot more questions for you.
Well, let's back up a second. I might have missed something here. Wrinkle Run was also frozen in time.
And he nods. He goes, unfortunately, he was.
Which
So
one's
they
the
would
one that
have
went
the
through the
staff
wall?
now.
What was that, Oz?
So they have his staff now.
And he kind of loosely nods. He goes, so far as I know, they do. He was frozen holding it. So whether they are able to get it from him or not, I truthfully don't know. As far as who went through the wall, and he kind of looks down, and you could tell his whole posture changes. That was Strongheart. He tried to save us all, but at best, he bought me enough time to get out.
You don't have any trampolines that we could just like place under him gently for a fall, do you?
He shakes his head, and I frankly wish it was that easy. I don't know what to do.
Well, good news is we've met some people that have given us a little bit of a lead that there's a unicorn horn around here. And I suspect if we do the right things in the right combination, we'll be able to release the ruler of the stasis that seems to have gripped the whole palace and maybe get our friends back.
He kind of nods. He goes, I certainly hope that you're more successful than I was. You know, back in my prime, I wouldn't have hesitated to run back there all by myself, but I fear now if I did that, I wouldn't do anything but put them in even more jeopardy.
I understand.
Who says that you have to go alone? You can come with us.
And he nods and he goes, well, I appreciate that. And it seems like you are all very capable. I fear that at best, the 5 of you still would be undermanned against the 7 of them. And while I'm not saying you're incapable, they know the way things work here far better than any of us.
The 7 of them. You mean the 3 hags and then the 4 others that are still alive?
He nods. He goes, I'm assuming if the assassin truly is gone, that leaves at least 4 members of the League left, and the 3 hags who, I mean, so far as I know, they would help each other at least to a common goal.
So we could probably track down these League members easier than we could take out 3 hags, right? Would that be maybe a good starting point?
Kind of shrugs. He goes, I would imagine you could try. Based off of the whisperings I heard in Loomlurch, it seems like the hags left the majority of the palace in control of the League. I don't know what's there or what it is that they feel they need to guard. My fear is that they weren't able to get the staff, and so they're simply biding their time until they can get it away from Ringle Run. But again, I don't know that, and I can't get back there to know that.
I feel like Liam's kind of looking off in the distance, kind of like like scratching his chin a little bit. You know, there's a piece to this that I still don't understand, and nobody's talking about her. But what about the lady person, whoever she was that we've seen with Bavlorna?
The Shadow
we're
Lady.
talking about,
Charm.
Charm.
Oh, I believe Charm is having a grand old time back snickering about how she absconded with something of Bavlorna's, probably at Moongraves at this point.
Right, but I mean, Will's not mentioned her. Our new Elkhart here hasn't mentioned her. Who is she? Like, what importance
Do you
does
know
she have
anything
in all
about
this?
a Darkling?
He kind of furrows his brow and he goes, doesn't sound familiar to me.
We have a handout.
Seems
of
to have a
this?
shop with a giant thunderstorm.
And he kind of nods. He goes, okay, that definitely doesn't sound familiar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a player handout for charm.
Sure shit is. I need a zoom button for the... Oh, there we go. Figured it out. Oh, I got rid
You
of
got
it.
this. Oh no.
You're also still on the roleplay screen too.
I know.
Well, do you know anything about this new hag we're going to? Well, we got a couple problems with that. One, Galen's probably going to pull out Squirt and say, we were supposed to fill this with boggle oil. That place sure seemed like it had some oil in it, but I think it's all used up now. And the only way we're going to get out of here to get closer to the palace is if we get some boggle oil for this little guy.
Unless somebody else knows a way through the fog.
He kind of looks at you and goes, which fog?
Do you not see fog?
He kind of nods. He goes, forgive me, I do, of course I do. No, but I mean, I walked here from the palace. I mean,
What?
I did manage to traverse the mountains and make my way to the forest and looking for help. I don't know that it... I mean, I don't know that I would be much use in my current state, and in fact, might slow you guys down a bit, but I could certainly at least help you get through the fog.
Just for clarification, though, Yon and the palace exist. That's two separate places, right?
And he nods. He goes, yeah, getting to the palace isn't as easy as walking, but I mean, well, once you leave the palace, I mean, again, it's just a matter of time. And unfortunately, these old legs don't move quite like they used to, but again, I could at the very least show you the way, if not slowing you down a bit.
It seems to me that... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Before we go to the palace, we at least need to make it to Yon. Because I know that there's, like, at least a mild errand that we need to run there. On the
Just a couple.
Yeah. I don't want to be a danger to anybody, the kids or present company included. So I do think that maybe my shadow's a bit more important than I originally thought. So we would definitely need to go there before we attempted the palace. And plus, there's probably a ton of information in Yon that we've not got a hold of yet. And the more information
We certainly need to try and find a unicorn horn. You don't happen to know where that unicorn horn that you showed me in that vision ended up, do you?
And he kind of drops his head a little bit and shaking his head, and he goes, I wish I did. I fear I turned tail and ran like a coward.
Everything happens.
Well, to be honest, the only reason that... Sorry, go ahead.
Everything happens for a reason, sir. Where you may have ran and feel like a coward, however, you're giving information to people who are able to actually benefit. Otherwise, you would just be stuck there with them.
He nods. He goes, I suppose that is the one thing I have going for me.
Well, you certainly seem quite handy with, wrestling snakes and whatnot. And it looks like Will's in a little bit of a rough position. I mean, do you want to stay here with them? And after you show us through the fog, if we can get to Yon with you, I bet they'd probably have a nice home for you here.
He goes, well, I would certainly be willing to stay and help Will for the time being. But in the long run, I mean, I do feel I need to find as much help as I can to help free the palace.
Where else do you think you can find it?
Well, truthfully, I don't know, but I feel I'd be doing a disservice to the rest of Valor's Call if I didn't at least try.
How can we help you? Oh, we lose you. Is it me?
I don't hear him.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. I was like, oh
Yeah,
no.
okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
He kind of nods and goes, frankly, you know, you guys got me out of there. I feel like that's a lot already, but I mean, maybe there's something you can do to slow the hags down. I mean, I feel like asking you to stop them is a lot, but I mean, maybe waylay them a little bit, buy me a little time to find more help. I mean, I don't really have any relations, but I mean, I've heard the Sealy Court's in the area. Maybe I can find a representative from them, and maybe they can come help.
Oh God. Kaylin's gonna reach in her bag. Oh God.
Oh no.
We I don't know. We didn't get the chance to talk to him, but he sure looked like royalty. Beneath this little cloth is a little fairy dragon who had a really pretty purple color about him and a really pretty little dagger, and we couldn't save him.
His head drops slightly and goes, "Did he? Pretty extensive mustache?"
Yeah, it looked very fancy.
His head just drops, shaking his head. I only met him once, but he was a good person. He had a good heart. Apparently I've lost another one on my watch.
This one wasn't on you.
This one was on us.
And he kind of looks to each of you for a second and he goes, "Well, I understand how you'd see that. You have to understand, if we had been successful in the first place, if we had stopped all of this, the hags, the league, all of it before it happened, if we had been just hours faster, it all could have been prevented."
How could you have known? I mean, it didn't seem like there was much notice that there was a coup about to happen. Oh, we lost him again.
Well,
Oh, he's good. We're good.
with the amount of time that we spent tracking the league and keeping tabs on them and all the work we went into try and stop them in their entirety, we had an idea. We thought for a moment that they might be up to something. Unfortunately, the kind of gestures all around this place, this land, isn't the most accessible. And it took us a little longer to get here than what we had hoped. And, well, again, if we had been even hours faster, this all may be a very different story right now.
What was going on at the time? I mean, it looked like they were all gathered for some kind of something. What, under what pretenses were they having the ceremony?
Well, the Lady of the Land had called to order a meeting, a celebration, if you will. At the time, she was going to honor these advisors, these hags, if you will, as recognizing them as part of her court, as, you know, members of royalty, if you will. And they took it as an opportunity to strike. They let her assemble everybody, and they took full advantage of it.
Sometimes it's a wonder anybody trusts anyone. She can't even trust her own stepsisters.
And he nods. He goes, and to think she ruled this place for so long by herself. She did it. She did it all. I think she was just looking for some help. She didn't want to be alone.
I can understand that.
Now, someone I haven't seen in anything, but we saw in some portraits. There's a old lady with a house with a chicken foot. Does that mean anything to you?
He kind of raises a brow. And, you've seen her? I mean, I always thought it a fairy tale myself, but I've I've heard tales of. He kind of makes like a hand gesture. He goes, "The Baba Yaga." I don't know much about it other than the tales. Again, I always thought it was fairy tales. I don't know. I mean, maybe the pictures you saw were in a children's book or something, but
I promise you, these weren't. These were. It sure seemed like a family photo op. Um, there was the hags, there was Vilna, and then there was this old lady.
Is there any?
he kind of
Go ahead.
strokes his beard for a second and ponders and, well, if she's got a hand in this, and I mean, truthfully, any of these stories, I guess I assumed they were stories, are true, we might be in a whole lot more trouble than I originally thought.
Oh, so she's not a nice Baba Yaga?
I mean, all the stories I ever heard were told as, scary stories. Kids around a campfire, make them jump. It was always, she would take children in the dead of night. She would hide away. She had this moving house that could move and stalk people, and she had magic that people couldn't begin to fathom, and all these terrifying things. I thought they were but fairy tales, but you seem quite confident that there's more to it than that.
I have a gut feeling, as my dear friend Clapclaw would say, that there is.
Has Caitlin shown us the picture of this old lady in Baba Yaga's hut?
I did, yeah. Yeah. I showed it at the same time that I showed the image of the.
Of the other lady.
Mm-hmm.
Do we recognize this house at all?
Nope.
Okay. Maybe it's not Sue.
I gotta be honest, I thought it was Sue.
I still think it's Sue.
I thought it was a great theory.
I still think it is. It says the house can't be remodeled after so many years.
It's true. Well, I think that a couple things, obviously, we should probably get some rest. Sounds to me like it's mighty important we find this unicorn horn and find this staff and try and help release the call of valor. And I can tell you what, though, if there's one thing we're good at, you asked us to delay the hags. And if we are good at one thing, it is certainly engaging the hags.
We did take a rocking horse.
Died in the process.
We did take a rocking horse from her. We did. And you could show the head just sticking out of the bag.
He kind of chuckles and he goes, "Well, I hope that's enough. Again, I don't know where, I don't know who, but I do intend to find as much help as I can. I feel like this is a more the merrier kind of situation. But that said, I mean, I do feel you've all been through quite an ordeal as it is. My offer still stands. I will gladly sit and stay up and, take watch so you can all get a decent rest. I mean, you've done more for me than I can ever repay, so.
Well, if it's okay with you, I am going to take, unless you see a reason not to, I'm going to take Talavar back with me. And I figure if he's royalty, then maybe he'd prefer to be buried in the grounds of a palace.
And he nods. He goes, I only met him the one time, but in that one experience, I think he would truthfully enjoy that.
I am ready for some sleep. Tyr,
Yeah.
how you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling a lot. There's a lot to process. There's a lot that I'm trying to figure out, and I really need to get us some food for the night. So I'm gonna go try to figure out some food.
You want me to come with you?
Sure. I'm gonna hunt. For Liam's sake, I'm gonna hunt some rabbit tonight.
Oh, okay. I'll let you be the one who catches it then.
You got it. So yeah, as far as Tyr and Kevin goes, we're just gonna go out and, try and bring back a few rabbits to have a meal for the night.
Sure, give me a survival check.
Oh, okay.
You got an 11 from me.
Notably, Tyr, you're going to be at disadvantage here, just FYI.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe if I.
Why is Tyr disadvantage?
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay.
Well, see, the thing is, Tyr has recently rediscovered that he can relate to people's emotions. And so when he does manage to successfully catch a rabbit, he's suddenly holding this rabbit and has to question himself if he can just murder this thing in cold blood.
Oh,
God. And all
I-
the memories of all the images of all the things they've screamed at him
Yep.
as they died.
And I think with an 8, he can't bring himself
can't
to
do
do it and has to let it go.
Oh no.
So Tyr's gonna look at Kaylin and just without being able to really say anything, just look back down at the rabbits and just let them go.
Yeah.
And just kind of, put his hands down. Just okay, I can't do it.
I get it. I'm still kind of traumatized from a squirrel. Maybe we do a vegetarian meal tonight.
Okay, I'll help you with that.
How far from the treehouse are we now? Is that something we could make it to before we rest, or are we camping out here?
I don't know. I feel like we should take him up on his offer to rest.
Yeah, and Will kind of overhearing. Little Oak is going to keep moving until I get back. It's hard to say. If I'm not there to protect them, it's the only way to keep the kids safe. If he were to stay still, well, anything flying overhead would be able to see him, so he's got to stay hidden.
How long would it take us to get there if we left now?
Kind of shakes his head a little bit. It's hard to say. Maybe a couple hours. Again, I gave them explicit instructions to stay moving. Assuming nothing's gone wrong, I would expect them to be, maybe a few hours around the other side of the pool. But again, I can't say that with certainty.
All right, you guys want to camp here?
I think it is the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess at that point, I'm assuming if me and Kaylin found some vegetarian options, we've made it back.
Yeah, there's a handful of berries, and I think you can even find like some foliage and stuff around that's definitely edible.
Here, guys, please eat up. I'm good. I don't need anything right now.
If he'll take the berries and kind of just sit
It's
down
okay
next
if I
to you.
cuddle with you tonight, Tyr. I feel like you need a friend.
As long as Liam's okay with it, I'm good with it too.
Strictly platonic, I promise.
Okay.
It's like the old days. Remember?
I got you. Yeah, I do remember those.
I promise not to throw you off a cliff.
Yeah, so I think Tyr will go prop up against dang it, right there against that little rock,
Sure.
and just I like to call it the old man sleep, where you're sitting up, and you just bow your head.
Do we get the old man like?
Yeah, no, just resting my eyes. Just resting my eyes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just resting my eyes.
Tyr, you're supposed to be on watch.
Oh, Elkhorn's watching for us tonight.
I know. Elfie will kind of like look around and set up camp near Liam for the night.
Aww. So sweet.
Yeah, so everybody kind of looking to take a rest then?
Mm-hmm.
I think before Liam does, he spends a little bit of time maybe kind of trying to play a little bit of music and just contemplating. But yeah, that's just for flavor.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Kaylin is gonna look over at Liam, and she's still staying next to Tyr to keep him company, but she's gonna send him a little note and say, even if you didn't get your horns from your mom or your dad, I still think you're devilishly handsome.
Elfie can't even react.
It was mind to mind, so it's fine. So Elfie didn't have to. I didn't have to torture Elfie.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Elfie can't even react to that one.
Okay, well, everyone's gonna get some sleep. We have new things to address.
Oh boy, mine don't like that.
Oh,
Yeah, so that night, I think we're gonna start with Liam. That night, as you guys all, or that afternoon, would have you either way, when you lay down to sleep, all of you have some pretty in-depth visions. Liam, you find yourself kind of looking in this omniscient view, looking down at this tavern. Not an unfamiliar view to you, but probably not a tavern you're overly familiar with. But you look down to see a small tiefling girl, in fact, the one you've seen in the painting, sitting outside the door, asking passerbys for some coin, some food, whatever they can provide, as she is routinely ignored. People pass by her, ignore her. Some people even kind of mock her and put her down for being a devil, if you will. She sits on the ground. She fights to keep a smile on her face. And from inside the tavern, there's a bit of music playing that can just barely be heard outside. And she does what she can to kind of sit and hum. And she kind of enjoys it, and she kind of fights to keep a smile on her face. But with each passerby, you can tell it weighs heavier and heavier on her. She doesn't look great. She, definitely worn down. She's tired, clearly hasn't eaten well, dirty clothes. And as you look, the firelight lighting the street, as you look at her from your perspective, you watch her shadow specifically. It changes. It grows from this small, almost minuscule shadow of nothing as it grows and grows into this hulking figure, this huge winged figure behind her. As you watch a face develop on it, the eyes of this face look almost directly at you as it lets out just this hideous, menacing laugh that I think is enough to probably startle Liam awake. Elfie, you go to sleep and find yourself in absolute darkness again. Nothing, no one. It's nothing. It is the void of everything. But the longer you're there, you hear wind and you hear rain. And the rain hitting some kind of stone, some kind of brick. And then there's a flash of lightning. It lights the room, but only for a moment, as you realize the room that you're currently seeing is that of a prison, and you're inside of it. The light unfortunately fades, as again, it was just lightning, but left kind of in the darkness again, you're left to reflect, and you realize that you're kind of overwhelmed with this feeling of being cold and alone, and you feel your body weakened and sore, and just as a whole, you feel kind of beaten and broken in this moment. And then you realize you're holding something in your hand, but it's dark. You can't tell what it is. And just as you kind of go to run your hand over it to see exactly what this thing is, there's this loud crack of thunder that shakes the very room that you're in. And it startles you. I mean, it shakes you to your core and forces you to jump. And as you do, you drop the thing you're holding. And as you hear it hit the ground, you hear this smash, this glass breaking. And a moment later, another bolt of lightning goes off and lights the room, as laying out in front of you is that of a broken hand mirror. But more specifically, at your feet is a large shard of that mirror. And as you look down into that mirror, it is not your reflection, but the reflection of this raven-haired woman who seems absolutely beaten. She seems sad. There are tears in her eyes. And shortly after, another bolt or another crack of thunder that startles you awake. Here, that night, you are stuck on repeat. You are forced to relive every instance of every moment you've ever had where you were unable to connect with the person in front of you. You had no concept of the things that were being said to them. You had no concept of how you hurt them. None of it related to you, but you're forced now to watch this rehappen through your own eyes. You're forced to be there and experience and see the pain in their eyes as your words, as your actions lash out and strike them down. And unfortunately, you can't do anything to change it. You just have to re-experience it. And in the back of your head, you know that there are other parts of you. You know this doesn't define you. You know that you have done good things, and you know that there are good memories, but this moment, as you watch all these situations play back from the time that you were in the arena to just day-to-day moments, from going to the shop, from going to a tavern, all of these moments stack and weigh on your shoulders heavier and heavier and heavier until eventually you collapse. And as you collapse, you find yourself awake.
Yeah.
Oz, you see yourself as a much younger version of yourself. You see a totally different version of yourself. You see an unregimented, you see an untrained, an untailored version of Oz, if you will. A version of Oz who is springing through the woods, racing through trees, who is, swinging from ropes and climbing trees, building fires, who has a tent nearby, who has loads and loads of friends all around him, a community, if you will. All things that Oz never got to experience growing up. And specifically, you look around and you don't see the Halloways anywhere. They're nowhere to be seen. In fact, you don't see any recollection of them. None of the garb, none of the education, none of the training, none of that exists in what you're seeing. You just see this overjoyed, this incredibly happy version of yourself growing and experiencing life in a fashion that you never got the chance to. Halen. You find yourself standing on the edge of the silvered lake. Stars above your head, they stretch out as far as you can see. The lake calm, so much so that you can see the reflection of the stars in the lake, and it looks as if the sky extends not just above your head, but also beneath your feet. You hear a faint voice. It's kind of echoed, kind of almost rattling to your core, not so much in your head, but speaking to your heart. It says, "You who trace the stars in your sleep, look now where shadows and wishes meet. One throne stolen, by envy crowned. Wrath walks laughing where I am bound." And in that moment, the stars above you seem to form this kind of constellation, but it pieces together with little bits of stardust that forms that of this massive barn owl, this huge owl that exists above your head, and it just glows with this like almost radiant moonlight. Its eyes, though, owls usually have these kind of glassed over eyes. This time, its eyes are almost that of mirrors. In one eye, you see a much younger version of yourself. But in the other eye, you see a version of yourself that's aged, that has experienced things that you can't possibly imagine. And the owl speaks to you again. "Not all who sleep are lost, and not all who rule do so by right. Follow a familiar friend, find the key. The hourglass runs, but not for me." The owl starts to fly away as it kind of stretches across the sky, leaving this streak of stardust behind it. And you hear it speak one last time. "Beware the twin sisters of envy and wrath. Only one wears a crown, but both would see the stars fall." As when you wake up, you find that of an owl feather and a piece of straw clutched in your hand.
Clapper claw.
So, out of curiosity, did we all wake at the same time?
Just about. Yeah. I think there's kind of a hesitation for each of you, like not wanting to wake the others up, but like I think you all kind of jerk away just roughly in that same moment. And it's about enough time to look around the camp to see the others also kind of waking up in that moment.
I tell you what, sometimes I didn't think I'd ever say this, but sometimes I wish I missed the days I didn't dream.
Yeah, I for the first time in my life, I dreamed of my life and just not caring of cutting people down. And it was hard to watch. Very hard to
Can
watch.
imagine.
But I'll get through it.
Well, I gotta say, I don't think I was quite prepared to come into a land where every creature was gonna scream at me when I went to go, just try and cook some dinner. So, if you want to talk about it, we can have therapy together, Tyr.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna pull out the letters because I think we have a pile of letters that we haven't opened.
Yeah, you
Mail time.
Mail time, mail time, mail time. Here's Scab's mail. It never fails. It makes her wanna wag her.
Horse.
Does she have a tail? What she got? Wag her
Horse.
horse. When it comes, she wants to wail. Of course.
I'm not seeing
All
a
right,
tail.
I'm never writing a song again.
You did great.
We have a bard for a reason.
Do we
Fail. Look, I tried. All right, buddy.
There's one particular rabbit that says we don't really have a bard, you know?
You know, we still got to find a way to get back to that rabbit because we got some lessons to teach it.
Mm-hmm. Trying to keep the hate alive. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, so letters.
Yes.
First one we have says sister. I don't have Eladin's horn. If I did, I would use it to free Bloodybeak and send it after the Jabberwock that lairs in the palace and hunts in your forest. No matter what Endelin says, that burbling beast of a dragon is a threat to our coven and of our 3 realms. How Zybilna managed to befriend it, I'll never know. Maybe we should ask her. Much love, Lorna.
Okay, so just to clear, there's Sister Lorna. So Bav Lorna says I didn't have the horn. If I would use it to free Bloodybeak
That is what she said.
and send it after the Jabberwock. And the
Correct.
Jabberwock is Zybilna has befriended it. Okay.
That's what it says.
All right, just making sure I got the important bullet notes on it.
Yeah, the next one we have lovely Scab. The last time I saw the unicorn horn, it was in your possession. Pity you lost it, but fret not. I have gazed onto the orrery of tragedies, and it has revealed to me that Eladin's horn will be found. If worst comes to worst, recall that Eladin's mate still dwells in your forest. You could kill Lamorna and take her horn, assuming, of course, you're not too busy making toys. Your darling sister, End.
Dis. All right, well, that's clearly the lady we're about to go see. So good news. She believes in us. She thinks we're going to find it. So yay, team.
And the next one we have Dear Sister. There's no use asking Endelin if she has the horn. She doesn't tell us anything. But if you don't find it soon, I fear that the Jabberwock will do after it and gets tired, and start prowling the forest if it turns its fiery gaze elsewhere. God's bodkins, that thing gives me nightmares. Must I remind you that we need a unicorn's horn to free creatures from the cauldron's time-freezing magic? It's not enough to know their true names, you know. Of course, my greater concern is that someone else finds the horn and uses it exactly for that purpose. What do you think Zybilna will do to us when she finds our treachery? If she's no longer bound by the cauldron's magic, what will she do to us in turn? Your beloved sister, Lorna.
Okay, I gotta be honest. This is a treasure trove of information. This is really working out in our favor. I gotta be real. Okay, great.
Glad we just decided to swipe
I'm so
everything.
glad I gave up on the whole Fae, trade a thing for a thing at that moment. Because we really hit the jackpot of information.
And the last one says, Dear Scabatha, I appreciate so much your cooking advice. My sisters and I will put it to use in the best way possible. Also, if you don't mind, please reach out to your mother and ask her to stop sending cease and desist letters. Unfortunately, my birth name is Baba Lazaga and not infringing on any copyright that she may have.
Okay, that's funny. Well played.
Well,
Hold on, is this a Strahd
That-
reference?
I think so.
Incredible. Who signed it? This was the Baba Lazaga's. This is
Baba
this is the one who
Lazaga,
wrote-
yes.
Is the one who wrote that note? Okay.
Oh my god.
And she's writing. Who is she writing to for the cease and desist?
She's writing to Scabatha, thanking her for the cooking advice and
Yeah.
saying that they'll put that to good use, but is asking that Scabatha reach out to her mother and
I see,
ask her
yeah.
to stop sending a cease and desist.
That
so
is
what that really does
fucking
tell us is
funniest
that Baba
thing.
Yaga is her mother. So I guess that's good information, but that's hilarious.
Oh my god, I love that there's copyright laws in Frisbee. Okay. So, good news. Well, actually, bad news. So, Lorna doesn't have the horn. Somebody about Bloodybeak. I don't know who. Wait, what if Bloody Beak is the? Hold on, because the owlbear. No, that doesn't make sense. I would use it to free Bloody Beak, but Bloody Beak's with us, so Bloody Beak's free. I don't know.
Bloody Beak's got to be pretty tough if they were going to send it after Jabberwocky.
That's true. That's true. All right, so maybe
That's also
no
a little
ideas
bit
on
of
Bloody
good
Beak.
news I want to point out is that apparently the Jabberwock's not so much a us problem. I mean,
Well,
obviously it could eat us, but it sounds like it's on Zablina's team, so if we help Zablina...
correct. Exactly. Exactly. So that's good. What else did we learn?
We probably also should ask Elkhart about the Jabberwock as a...
Absolutely. Lamorna, maybe before we leave the woods, we should go check on Lamorna. I don't know. I don't know if that's like a bad idea because last time we did, we accidentally almost got her killed, but
Well, I mean, maybe we can take care of another assassin that way.
I
Do we know
kind of
where
want to
she
bring
would've
this
went?
rocking horse.
Do we know where Lamorna went?
Oh yeah, I mean, we'd have to hope that we resummon her if she actually comes.
Yeah, my thought was just to check the wayward pool and see
Hmm.
if she came back. But yeah, let's go talk with I have his name written down.
Okay.
I'm just
Elkhart.
old guy. He has a name. Elkhart, thank you. Elkhorn.
Elkhorn, sorry.
It's okay. There's another guy named something Stormheart,
Yeah.
I think. Hoi. Well,
Yeah, and I think he's kind of just tending a fire a little bit. He's kind of got a watchful eye, and seeing you guys kind of stir awake, he does turn and, hopefully you've all managed to get some decent sleep for the night.
definitely. Thanks for looking out for us.
Kind of nods. I feel while it's not nearly enough, it's the very least I can do.
Well, we got one more question for you. We remembered seeing this real creepy looking creature. I think it had like 6 legs, real big boggly eyes, green, kind of menacing, kind of like a dragon, but a weird dragon. Got any idea what that is?
Kind of raise the brow. I mean, it kind of sounds like Cradlefall, but like I wouldn't describe that as big.
No, Cradlefall. We heard about Cradlefall. That thing was basically would have been, a peanut snack to this thing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I mean,
the
aside
green
from
dragon
that,
that
Yeah,
Nightshade had.
that was-
Okay.
Yeah.
aside from that, doesn't sound familiar to me, unfortunately.
Well, maybe that's for the best for you. I can't imagine what it'd be like to walk in on that creature without. Apparently, Zabilna's a friend of it. So, by the way, you're the ruler of this land. Her name's Zabilna, right? Not Zablina. Which one is it?
He kind of goes, we've always referred to her as the Lady Zabilna.
Okay.
If she goes by any other names, it's unfamiliar to me.
Well, the problem is sometimes I mishear a name and I write it down wrong once in my notebook, and then for the rest of my life I keep writing it wrong, even if I've heard it right 10,000 other times. So I'm just making sure.
Don't worry, ChatGPT will give you the wrong one.
No, it actually was me because I have when we first met her I put Zablina.
Oh no, I know.
Or,
but
no,
I'm
I put
saying, like,
Zabina the
from-
first time. Zabina. That was also wrong.
But from then on forever, ChatGPT, even though you correct it, will probably.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's like, no, you
Did you
mean.
mean?
Actually, Tier's name in ChatGPT is Cheer, like Cheer is what it thinks I say.
Nice.
That's funny.
All right. Well, I guess the question is, do we want to go to the Wayward Pool? Do we want to go? I mean, we never really explored that much around here. We kind of went straight to Nibs. Oh, Nib! We could let Nib know we let the kids free.
And the Clapperclaw is gone.
Yeah.
He deserves to know.
Yeah, a couple things I'd like to put on the docket if we plan on doing it is, we did promise these mushrooms we'd find their home.
Oh my god, we still have Forticus.
And I also, it was said that the Sealy Court is here in the forest.
That
Yes?
was confusing. Yeah.
Maybe we should go see them. They seem like some good allies.
And
to have.
Well,
give them Sir Talavar.
was this? I guess my question. Sir Elkhorn, was it that the Sealy Court is in the forest?
He kind of shakes his head. Not so much in the forest, but from my understanding, they exist in these lands somewhere.
Oh,
Okay.
Again, from what I was told, they supposedly have worked with Sibilna in the past. It's
Oh,
about
great.
the only reason that I would hope that they would come to her aid in a moment of need.
I see.
Well, I say it's time for a good old-fashioned adventure, as Clapperclaw would say. Man, I never
Well,
got to give him those broom rides.
That sounds more like
Oh.
the fungi than Clapperclaw.
Oh gosh. I mean, I guess we could go with them. They might get us somewhere. Before we go, though, we're pretty close to the Wayward Pool still. Do we want to go there first?
We'll go there
Makes sense
first.
to me.
All right.
I think as you guys are kind of like getting geared up a little bit, I think Will kind of takes a moment to walk to Liam and just kind of taps him a little bit on the shoulder and avoiding eye contact, right? Like he's definitely a little downtrodden about the whole thing, but avoiding eye contact, he goes, Liam, I want you to know it was never anything against you or any of you or the fact that I didn't trust you. I know that those hags can be tricky, and I know they do whatever they can to get a leg up. I hope you never took anything by it.
Yeah, I think Liam puts a hand on his shoulder. You don't have anything to apologize for. I would have given anything or done anything to save these kids as well, and you only did what you thought was right. And honestly, you might still be right. I don't know what it means to have lost my shadow. I've been without it so long that I don't ever really remember having it. You only did what you thought was best, and I don't blame you for that.
And he kind of lets out this deep sigh. And he goes, just listen, for what it's worth, if you're going to go to Jan, be careful. That's her whole thing. I mean, she takes the shadows and she uses the shadows not only as her minions, but it then gives her a control over the people she stole them from. So please just be aware. Don't give her the chance to take control of you.
Appreciate the warning. It seems like our path is leading us there, and I have to get it back if I want to have any hope of not being controlled by her. Something of a catch-22.
I think he kind of nods and he goes, I understand. You have to do what you have to do, but just try and protect yourself. And he kind of points to your chest a little bit and goes, whatever you do, don't give anyone in the realm of Jan your name. Please don't let them have that control over you.
Gotcha. Hey.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I think he kind of looks to Liam and he goes, if you guys are going to continue on, I do think I'm going to try and get these guys home. As he kind of gestures to the kids who are like still just barely waking up. He goes, I'd feel a whole lot better if they were back in Little Oak at the very least, where I can keep them safe there.
I understand. I just wanted to let you know about Clapperclaw. He really wanted to stay with you guys. But I think you deserve to know too that he made it out. I think he's back in his actual body now, and I think he's in a really good place.
And I think he takes a moment to like really study you. I think this would kind of be the moment where like you're on the flip side of what you would expect an insight check to be, right? Like he's really kind of see if you're just saying that or if like this is a legitimate thing. I think after a moment he kind of, the corner of his lip kind of lets out a little smile. He goes, well, I guess at the very least that gives me hope. Sounds like I got a lot of work to do, but maybe I can get the rest of them home too.
Speaking of getting him home, Star's mom's waiting for her at the carnival too, so tell her we said hi if you get a chance.
And he looks back at Star, who's still actively curled into like a little ball, just, I mean, dead to the world, fully asleep, not a care of what's going on. And he kind of glances at her for a second and then looks back to Kaylin. He goes, I'm not going to lie. That's probably going to be the one that hurts the most, but if I can get her home, I'll make sure she gets back where she belongs, and I'll definitely let her know that you guys are looking out for her.
I just have a clarification question. Is it still daytime, or is like, do we go through a whole like we slept for 13 hours kind of thing, or what?
I mean, yeah,
Daytime again.
I feel like by the time you guys came back and settled down and had some conversation, night kind of set in a little bit. I feel like it's probably early in the next morning kind of thing.
Okay, Elfie's gonna kind of like stray away from the group but stay within camp. The number is 6, and I'm pulling a card from my deck of many
Ooh,
things.
boy.
Well away from everybody.
It's feeling spicy. I woke up and chose chaos.
Elfie's feeling some kind of way about the darkness.
I mean,
Wants
fair.
something to hopefully bring some light.
Okay, well, we have a deck.
Mhm.
As much as I said I want to do this, it always gives me so much anxiety. And I drew the 6 of diamonds.
Okay, 6 of diamonds.
Thank God it's not a face card.
Why can't the face cards be a good thing? I know they're the most powerful, but they could be a good powerful. You said there's good powerful cards in this thing.
Yeah, but they also could be a really bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last one wasn't good. We have a fucking drow walking around waiting to make a Fey deal.
Who said he was bad? He was good.
What's bad is who's going to get the fucking items.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh no.
God.
Oh God.
I swear to God.
The 6 of diamonds, known as the beggar. You see the picture of a haggard human is graciously accepting a stranger's donation of gold by performing a little dance. The card you draw vanishes from your hand, and in its place, you receive a single platinum coin. Although this is not a coin that you're used to seeing, this one seems to have different faces on it. In fact, on one side, you see what I would describe to you, Foxy, as the face of comedy, and on the opposite side, the face of tragedy.
Okay.
You hear a faint whisper that urges you to donate the coin to someone who is truly worthy. And then there's a pause, and you are told you have 24 hours.
Great. Worthy of what? Do I have any inclination of worthy?
You certainly do not.
Party. Okay. Mm. Okay, yeah.
All right.
I'm feeling extra
Onward.
spicy.
Onward to
Oh God,
the...
dang! He drew another.
Oh, you... Okay. He's pulling another.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh man.
let's go up here.
Oh boy.
You gonna give me a heart attack, bub?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm on the right one. Yeah, so the 3 of spades, also known as the soldier.
Mhm.
This card is a troop of well-armed mercenaries patrolling a dark woodland road. All around them are sets of eyes watching from the dark. As the card vanishes, you feel your senses sharpen. You suddenly feel as if you are a natural predator. You kind of feel stronger, faster. Until the end of the day, you have advantage on perception checks and cannot be surprised.
That's cool.
A good one. Well done.
I'm so tempted to pull another one, but I'm not going to.
God
I'm not. I want to, but
Well,
I'm
good
not.
news is we go to the Wayward Pool and there's an assassin. You have good
He's not
perception
gonna
right
be
now.
surprised.
So let's go.
right,
With that, on we go.
He's gonna walk back over with this like renewed vigor in his eyes and just be like, "All right, I'm ready."
All right. Off we go.
Okay,
See.
so
I do
you
think
guys are heading.
before, sorry, just real quick. It's,
No,
it's
go ahead.
something small. I think before Liam leaves, he goes over to this rock at the campsite and he kind of like lays Clapper Claw's, scarecrow body out and just,
God damn.
yeah, he just kind of leaves it there.
You know we're not at Little Oak, right?
I do. Yeah.
So we're just leaving him at this random camp.
Yep. Yeah. So
this
like,
is
here's the
right?
thing: is like, leave him out in the nice forest here or whatever. But like, his conscience isn't here anymore, right? We know for a fact that it's at the carnival and he's happy and he's doing great. So I don't think there's any like emotional attachment specifically to his body. It's like, kind of like it's bittersweet, like he's not with us, but like, I'm also not going to carry around his body with me the entire time just to remind me how sad I am he's not here.
That's valid. I just figured you were gonna give it to Will.
I'm gonna go up and grab a couple of pieces of grass, lay it on top of his body, and ask Liam if he'll open the music box one more time.
Yeah, and
Aw.
he'll open it and he'll wind it up and set it down. And I think after he does that, he grabs her hand and just kind of stands over there for a minute.
God damn it.
Oh man.
And I think probably even like Will kind of joins you guys, just standing and, taking a moment.
Yeah,
He's in a-
Tyr's gonna walk up and just, just like place a hand on each of their shoulders. Just kind of, and for once, actually feel what they're feeling.
Elfie's gonna walk up and just kind of rest his hand on the top of Clapper Claw's skull.
I promise
think-
if I'm ever back in the carnival, I'll save a dance for you, Clapper Claw.
Yeah, this song is making me feel like really, really sad.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's got me tearing up again.
For what it's worth,
All right, we go to this unicorn's
yeah,
place.
he seemed really happy. He was even
Yeah.
playing. He was even playing music. So
Oh, it probably is.
Oh God! All right.
Gone, but Elfie's gonna kind of just take a page out of Liam's book and go. Not sure exactly where it's coming from, but just says "Gone but not forgotten." Always a piece in our hearts. And then just kind of get up and walk away.
You want to go give a little hope to a unicorn?
I would like
Yeah.
that.
All right, please take me to the pool before I dissolve into a puddle myself. I swear to God.
Yeah, so
Ugh.
you guys can definitely travel to the pool. The thing I will tell you is, first of all, when you make your way to the pool, nothing stops you from getting closer this time.
Oh no! Yep,
You
she gone.
Don't need any costumes, and even so much so that when you guys make it to the water, it's not clear like it was. It doesn't have that same feeling nor that same kind of rejuvenating property that it once did.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna take out the little vial of water that I had taken from the pool. I don't know if it's just a plain bottle of water at this point or not, but I'm gonna try. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to say, I'm sorry she's not here. And I don't even know if you're real or if I'm literally just talking to a rocking horse at this point. But I hope to God that you are and that we can put you back together. Here's a little water. I don't know if it maybe tastes or smells like her. I'm just going to pour it on the head of the rocking horse.
Yeah, and it's crazy when you do. There's like this kind of silver aura that lines this rocking horse, and you hear far off, muffled, but you absolutely hear the faintest whinny of a horse in the distance.
Oh God, it is alive. Oh God. Somebody help me out here. I'm not okay.
Are we?
Wait, do we still have
Are
those transmutation potions?
I
We do
do.
have a polymorph potion, yeah,
I do.
but we don't know exactly what it's gonna do.
I don't know what it's going to turn us into.
Oh, last time that was temporary anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, temporary enough. Maybe we can talk with him and he can help us.
I am going to try and use locate object. It's a small cry because it's probably not even actually here with us. It's probably a telepathic thing it's doing. But I'm going to try and do the. Actually, no, I'm not, because I don't want to know where the unicorn is, because if we know, then it's just going to be in danger if we bring it closer. Never mind. I'm not going to do it. We know she's out there and she heard us. That's what matters.
Was that wine from her? Was that wine? Is that the wine that we heard from the live unicorn? Or is that the wine from the one inside of the?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm asking Ace.
I assumed it was the. I assumed
do we
Lorna.
recognize it as Lamorna's, or do we recognize it as a more like masculine?
Masculine nay.
Tell you what, I'll let you roll a history check, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a high check because you're trying to differentiate horses.
Yeah.
High enough check that I can't roll with a +3 modifier.
21.
11.
It's gonna have to be like a nat 20, I think. It's
With
gonna
a
be the only way.
21, I will tell you it does distinctly sound different.
So
It came from a
not
horse.
like the one that we met.
Correct.
It came from.
Oh, that must wait us. Oh, hold on. What direction is it coming from?
That's the part that's a struggle.
Gosh, dang it.
I think it's something that you hear more or less in your head.
Oh, it's out there though. It's out there.
It's more of a telepathic link.
It's definitely more of a telepathic thing.
It's coming from inside.
But it's
the
in
horse.
there. Okay, well, I hope I hope we can just carry this bag of holding like this for a while. Cause we gotta keep it breathing, apparently. Cause it sure as heck is a real live unicorn.
Well, while we're here, would it be worth maybe taking it out and like investigating it now? I mean, I know in the heat of the
problem
moment
is
we
it's
kind of
gonna
just
take.
grabbed it and went. But
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with that is it's gonna take a good amount of my magic to make the bag big enough to get it out, and then if we want to put it back in, to make it small enough to put back in.
well, maybe when we next time we go to rest or something.
I still have a potion of growth. I don't know if that works on a bag of holding.
I think those are kind of there's something about it. It's got to go through your digestive system for the magic to be broken down into the smaller magical components that get to you. You know. Sure, there's a pharmacist somewhere who can explain it to us.
Sometimes I think you're really too smart for me.
Juice may be fatal.
Well, I promise you, I all the time think I'm too crazy for you. All of you, honestly. I mean, maybe not Elfie. Elfie's a close second, but
Elfie's gonna look at her and be like, I don't even want to look at Jax. I know Pam's probably already shaking her head, but gonna look at Kaylin, and it's kind of like, for the first time, chuckle and call her crazy lightheartedly.
All right. Well, this was not a whole wash, so I'm gonna call it success.
Hold.
Sure.
Do we?
Yes.
No, just kidding. I thought I did, and I didn't take it. Oh, there was an evocation I could have taken that gave me detect thoughts. Can someone try and communicate with this horse telepathically? If we just felt its telepathic link, shouldn't one of you be able to tap into it with telepathic abilities?
Well, I think the main problem is the fact that currently it seems to be cursed or something. Or I mean, I don't exactly know how Scabbeth's magic works. That she turns things into constructs. My hope is that if we reconnect it with its horn, since it's got this big old divot thing that feels important, maybe the magic in the horn is enough to break this curse.
Well, sure, but we might still be able to read its mind if it's having thoughts, even if it's cursed, right?
You're the one with the detect thoughts, buddy. All I am is somebody who's I'm basically a walkie-talkie.
I didn't understand. So, I've got the power then. So,
Elfie would like to quickly. I want to investigate the circular hole that we can see. Does it look like the same one that's in the back of the hag where her key was?
Give me an investigation check.
Can I do perception? I have advantage on that. 16?
No, does not seem to match a keyhole.
Okay. Was just curious.
can we clarify where the hole was?
Right where a horn would be.
Mm-hmm.
This is our new party call sign.
This is
Guys,
If anybody's ever worried about somebody being an imposter, everybody just, this is the.
I feel like in this campaign, that's probably a good thing to have.
All right, so
You gonna try to read its thoughts, Oz, or is that a?
I'll cast detect thoughts with my helm.
Yeah, and as you do, I feel like you do sense a presence. I do feel like you, at the very least, can feel that there is something there. However, it's like trying to talk to someone through a bank vault. Like you can definitely feel that somebody is there, and then you very much are confident of that. But as far as actual thoughts or communication, there's nothing that you can really glean from that. It's so locked away. It's so sealed away. That said, I do feel like you get this idea that it's. I think the idea that you, or the feeling that you get, kind of more perceives that of like Clapperclaw than it does a living person.
Interesting.
Oh, weird.
Well, there's
Oh no!
something in
Oh
there.
no! Oh, that means that is the unicorn's actual soul in freaking Barovia? Is that what that means?
Well, no, the soul's within this horse. This wooden horse out of its own body is what I'm assuming that means.
Okay. Anyways, all right.
It's an
Well,
assumption.
Also, I just want a clarification. The way that the whole Barovia thing works is like when souls die in Barovia, they get trapped in Barovia. It doesn't cross here,
Okay.
to my knowledge. That's not how that works.
oh, that's right. Now I remember what you told me about with he informed the hags of where to find souls. So okay. Now I remember. Okay. All right.
That's because somebody, who I won't name names, got a little too involved, as he always does. That's fine. Anyway, sorry.
Ash?
No, it wasn't Ash.
Oh.
No, he hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
God.
Oh. He who shall not be named.
All right. Well,
Yeah, what's our next step?
Do you
Are we
Want to go
Nib
find the
or-
Sealy Court? We got
Well,
the
I
Sealy
mean-
Court, we got Nib, and we got to reunite Sporticus with his Sporta family.
Did we
Well,
ask
do we have
the-
any leads on Sealy Court? We know where Nib is.
Yeah.
Did we ever ask, the little dwarf friend where we're going to meet up with him now that we came to the pool and he was supposed to get us to yawn?
He said he's going to be with Will, right? So we just got to find Little Oak again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Nib and then reconvene at Little Oak.
Sounds like a plan. Because
Hey, we could teleport over to Nibs.
We could.
Enough
We
of us
also-
remember Nib.
We also at least
can I
not
take
forget
us
our good friend
directly
Juniper.
to it?
Hmm?
Can they take us directly to any destination we remember?
As long as we outnumber them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't work so well with 10 kids to 2 of us.
I mean, how far is it?
Yeah, how far is Nibs Cave?
I mean, you're probably going to spend at the minimum a day traveling, probably a little more.
Mushroom teleportation. Sporticus?
Circle up.
I forget your other name. Sporticus 2. We have a mission.
Mordecai. Duh, that's the
So
plural.
just before we go adventuring off, did we long rest while we were sleeping?
Mhm.
Yes.
You did.
Thank you.
Oh, even though it wasn't restful. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Did you say any inspiring words to us this morning?
Yes.
Excellent.
Great job, guys. Yesterday was a success.
Yeah, it was, Letty.
Daily
Even if we're all
affirmations with
little
Papa Oz.
Daily affirmations.
So great.
That's plus 8
yeah,
temp, right?
it might be 9 now. Let me check.
Ooh, aren't you fancy?
Moving on up.
But yes, I think we are going to pull out Sporticai, and so we'll probably be doing history checks, I suspect, next.
Yeah, I mean, if that is the intent, that is what you guys will be doing.
I don't like when you get that tone. It makes me
either.
concerned. It gets me concerned every time when you sound exasperated.
I mean, listen, if that's what you guys want to do, I'm not here to tell you no.
God damn it.
I just also
Oh, some
feel
of
like
it.
Ace is like, damn, I didn't think that they were going to do this.
All right, I got a 16 total.
I got a 16 as well.
Oh, wait, what are we doing? History?
Yep.
History checks.
14.
Yeah, Liam got a 5. Listen, he had a distressing
Bro.
nightmare. It's fine.
Your history
It's
is
just
just
stressing
never.
nightmare.
You have a history of having bad history.
And yeah, it is 9.
Actually,
so I
Liam's
guess
rolled
9.
well
Nine.
with the kids.
I just remember that he didn't roll well in Barovia.
Yeah, that wasn't fabulous.
That was
I guess
more
the
of a VP
anxiety.
traumatized thing, okay? I just. If you guys didn't hear, Jason did say it was 9 now.
What in the world? Oh, is he gone? Gosh dang it. Nib.
No, so Nib
Okay.
is here. I just don't have an icon for him at the
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
Guess
Hello, Nib. All right, now reminders. We do not touch the gold.
At least we want level 4 exhaustion.
Mhm.
Again.
Ooh, piece of candy. No, I'm just kidding.
I swear, Tier. Got my eye on you, buddy.
I don't know. Is
God,
Nib
I don't
worthy?
want the new tier touching it either. Imagine him feeling all the agony and all the
Oh, gosh,
empathy from
right.
all the gold souls.
Mhm.
Before it was like, they're souls.
Who wants to deliver the news?
So,
What's up, Nib?
What's up, Nib? We freedom!
Yeah, and as you guys kind of make your way in, he again kind of perks up and he goes, "Oh, what a relief. Friendly voices. For a second, I was starting to get worried that maybe you all didn't make it out of that place."
You know, you and me both, buddy. I think we all thought that was a little closer brush with being part of a forest fire than we wanted to be.
Elvy's gonna be like, not only did we make it out, we saved all the children and Clapperclaw.
And Will.
Oh yeah, and Will.
Kind of lets out a satisfied sigh, sitting back in his chair and nodding. Well, it seems that you are quite the team of heroes. give all of you a round of applause. If there was ever a team who deserved it, it feels like you've all done more than any of us have so far.
I mean, that's pretty harsh. Like, you gave me a pretty sweet broom of flying, and I gotta say, your little treat that Liam surprised me with was well, I just hope you know how much it means to me.
He kind of smiles and nods to himself a little bit, and he goes, those trinkets, well, a small dent in the debt that I need to repay. As without turning his head, he kind of gestures behind him in either direction. I have a long way to go, but, well, hopefully someday I'll get back to where it should be, and I'll be able to go home to Waterdeep and not have to carry all this with me anymore.
Are you gonna set up a magical shop? You're just hoping that enough people will eventually come by to give magical items to.
He kind of shakes his head and chuckles a little bit, and he goes, honestly, I don't know, but whatever I decide to do, it's gonna be on the up and up this time. No more shady deals, no more borrowing money, no more gambling money, no more taking things that aren't mine. I'm gonna do it right. And I've learned my lesson. It's gonna take me a little bit, but I'll get there.
Say, you seem to know how to craft magical items, but you don't happen to have any leads on a location of a unicorn horn, would you?
A unicorn horn? I mean, I thought those were things of legend, myth. I didn't think they were actually real.
Well, there's that answer.
Well, at the least we
Say,
want.
you.
Go ahead.
We're good.
That's good.
You ever met a member of the Sealy Court around here?
He kind of chuckles. He goes, this might surprise you, but I don't meet a whole lot of people, unfortunately.
I know this is a strange request, but I don't know. Would you be willing to craft a little something for a friend that I never got to meet? Past. It's pretty tiny, so it'd be a pretty small object. I don't need it to be real big, but I don't know. You guys have any ideas for what Sir Talavar might have liked? Something to be buried with, other than just a flower?
I have no
I
idea.
think he would love to be buried with a scroll of Revivify.
Yeah, you can't craft scrolls or revivify, can you? That's not.
He kind of shakes his head, and I think he even kind of drops his head a little bit. If there was anything I wish I could do something of that nature. And unfortunately, that's a little beyond me.
Probably for the best. We didn't keep them in the fridge, and I gotta be honest, it's been a couple days, so.
Oof, I wonder if he stinks.
Shh, it's fine.
Well, listen, here's the thing. We came with good news, and that's what we want to leave you with, is that the kids are okay, Will's okay, and Clapperclaw, I think you would like to know that he actually made it out. He's been reunited with his body, and he's at the carnival now.
Can I look down at his feet and see what he's wearing on his feet?
Ooh.
Nib, I'm assuming.
Oh, sorry, Nib, yeah.
Yeah, no, so he is currently barefoot. He kind of sits back in his chair and puts his hand over his chest and smile over his face. I'm glad somebody got out. If anybody deserved it, that little guy sure did. He had a big heart, and he was so full of ambition. I'm glad to know that he able to get out of this place and doesn't have to put up with any of this bullshit anymore. And he kind of sits forward for a second, but while I appreciate the good news, I do feel obligated to ask, how about all of you? I mean, You said everyone else is doing well, and the kids and Clapperclaw, but what about the 5 of you? How are you doing?
Mine's a complicated story. Would you like some embroidered velvet slippers?
He kind of like tilts his head a little bit and kind of like half chuckles. I mean, I wouldn't mind, I guess, but also, I mean, I certainly wouldn't mind you saving them for somebody who could put them to better use.
Um,
Okay, well, that's my answer to the question. Next, Tier, how are you doing?
Yeah. So you're in for a long conversation if you're asking this group that question.
I feel okay. I mean, all things considered, I'm feeling a lot of emotions, and I trying to figure out how to process them. But we woke up today, and that's a plus.
are those shoes embroidered with anything on them? Like anything in particular?
No, I mean, nothing like specific vines, flowers, things of that nature.
Anagram, no name.
No anagrams.
Nothing of that nature.
Damn. Okay. Elvy's gonna just kind of like look at the group and at Nib and just say, better now that we're here.
I got a couple of voices in my head that I'd like to get rid of at some point, but we'll deal with that another day.
And I think he kind of takes a second just to kind of glance towards all of you, just kind of in a general direction. He goes, well, for what it's worth, from an old guy who has made his share of mistakes and, overlooked some important things in life. I know you guys got a lot on your plate and you're trying to do a lot of good in the world, but make sure you take care of yourselves. At the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty cup. So make sure at the very least you're all in good standings as you move forward.
Nib the wise. I see. You're not only rich in gold, but rich of wisdom.
Kind of shakes his head. He goes, I don't know about wise, just made more mistakes than most. And try not to repeat them.
Just like Tier over here, not grabbing any of that gold.
I'm staying away this time, guys. It's cool.
All right. Well, I think we got one last errand that we know the location of. You want to take these mushrooms on a grand adventure?
Let's do it.
I guess so.
All right. Hey, Sporticus.
Where are we going?
Take us to your home, I guess. Take us home with you, where your family is. If there's family that you're closest with, preferably a large group gathering of your family that is still alive, so it's not emotional for some of us.
If we're dropping him off, how are we getting back?
That's an excellent question.
These are great questions.
Can he just
Sporticus?
go by
Sporticus?
himself if he wants to?
Say that again?
Can he just go on his own, or does he need us to go with him?
That's a good question. I kind of wanted to go on a big adventure with him, though. I got to admit, I thought it'd be like seeing him off to college. I kind of wanted to meet his family. How about this? How about you take us to a place where, because you said if we go to a place where you have a bunch of your family, they can get us someplace. So I bet that if we go to a place where there's a bunch of your family, they won't have to come with us, but they can just dance around us. And if they dance around us with enough of them, they can get us where we need to go. Right? Isn't that how you said it works?
Yeah, and I think both of them kind of pretty eagerly, they go, yeah, we can send anybody anywhere.
I hate when you do that.
Send us on a one-way trip somewhere.
But if it's based on memory,
I mean, we're gonna remember Little Oak.
We are, but we aren't touching them, and we aren't sending us anywhere. They are.
Look, I say it's worth a shot. Worst case, we have Sporticus in them. You know, we just hold them captive and take them back to Little Oak.
Worst case scenario, we end up in Barovia, and then we try to figure out how to get out.
Exactly, and this just
Worst
becomes
case
a whole new
scenario.
adventure.
Worst case scenario, we end up having to go fight whatever we stole the other Sporticus from.
All right, 1, 2,
Okay.
3, all eyes on me.
Time out. I'm sorry. Did you just compare this random ass dude's campsite to the entirety of Barovia? Spoiler alert. Nah, fam. Not even comparable.
All right, we got an 11 from Kaylin, so we're starting off strong.
Wait, why do we
Why
need
are we
history
rolling
checks?
though? Yeah, we don't know where we're going.
Oh, you're right. We don't need them. Never mind. Sorry.
Trying to silence our minds.
Hush.
Listen, I'll give you all my thoughts and prayers as I prepare to go on this grand adventure.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And they lead you guys in dance. And 1, 2, 3, Witter shins, and off we go.
1, 2, 3, Wittershins. No.
Hey!
What in
Maybe.
the
Where are
7
we?
are they? Why are they purple? That kind of concerns me.
As you guys arrive in this withered, brown, dying section of the
Do you remember
forest,
when I said alive? I said I want to see your
And-
family alive.
in front of you
God.
is a series of mushrooms, albeit all of them purple instead of red. And almost in unison, they turn to you. And the other part of this that I think kind of catches probably Kaylin specifically, who's more aware of how these things work, they're not standing in a ring.
Standing in a square.
What are they standing in?
They are seemingly in a form of a square.
They're confused about geometry. Hold on. I can fix this. Now, what you got here is, you little youngins, is a square. What you need to be is a little more rounded. You know, you're never going to get into a college if you're not well rounded. So, just got to say.
Did we ever really hope to send these things off to college?
I think Tyr's just gonna walk up and be like, "All right, little buddy, like, you guys,
God.
you guys can figure this out. The circle is a circle."
As the one closest to Tyr just reaches up and kind of holds its hand out to him.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Don't do it.
Guys. It's reaching for me.
Yeah.
Would you like
Oh,
to
back
say
up.
something? Yeah, I was gonna say, we don't touch without asking first, right, little mushroom?
Yeah, it doesn't respond. It just sits
Oh,
there
no.
and holds its hand out, waiting.
No.
And they're not. Hold on, they're not
Here's one
dancing,
back
are
up.
they?
They
they
are
dancing?
not dancing.
They
Absolutely
aren't.
not.
You guys, Liam, this is our moment. We have practiced this from the first night. Liam is busy. I'll get to him in a minute. He's distracted. It's okay. My point is, we're gonna have a dance party, and maybe that will be inspiring enough to them. Because I tell you what, these little guys love to wiggle. The first adventure we went on was because we wiggled a little too fast, a little too hard. But I think they love to wiggle. So if we can wiggle, you know, to a good beat, maybe that'll cheer them up.
Can I roll
Liam, start playing. I'll dance.
some sort of survival check or something, or nature check into these things and figure out what's wrong with them?
What'd you
You're
need
like
for
a
Liam? I'm
medicine?
very sorry.
I need your music. I was gonna say maybe if we do a dance party.
You want me to play?
Well, I didn't say that. I said open your music box.
Ah.
But also Elfie's gonna try and run some kind of check on it.
Yeah, these things give me anxiety. What do I
Yeah,
roll?
I mean, so I guess here's the thing. If you want to try and roll a survival check, I'm going to say you're at disadvantage, as these things are incredibly foreign to you. And like, you really wouldn't have any premise to know any one way or another about anything about them. I mean, the most you guys know is from carrying a couple of them around. So like, yeah, and even with a 15, so far as you can tell, they're just a different color than the rest of them.
Damn, I was going to say a 15 at disadvantage though.
Maybe
That's
ask-
not bad. They don't talk.
No, the two that do though. Like, what's
Oh.
wrong? What do you guys think's wrong? What is this?
Oh, you mean the two that are actively hiding behind Caitlin?
Oh, they're
Oh my
hiding.
god, they're scared.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh,
They kind of just look and they go, I don't know, man. They don't seem like they're having fun. Maybe they need something to help them have fun. I don't know. Maybe somebody made them sad.
just what I thought. And you guys always wiggle, so not seeing them wiggle makes me think they just need a good little wiggle.
Hard to argue that logic.
Liam,
All right.
you want to wiggle?
I mean, if you want me to dance, I'll do that for sure. But I think me playing music's probably a real bad idea, judging on
Well,
your
what
guys'
about your
experience. Oh yeah, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna-
Sporticus, you think we can cheer him up? Or should we get out of here?
He kind of like looks and goes, I don't know. They just seem like they're not having fun. Like maybe they need an adventure or something. I don't know.
Should we take them all on an adventure?
I mean, I guess you could. I don't know. Usually, if we start to get sad, we just go on an adventure. But it seems like they haven't gone on one. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're lost. I don't know.
Oh, why didn't I prepare augury?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Guys, do you think we should all go on an adventure?
Well, what if we first try the non-invasive dancing?
Hey,
Good point.
And see what happens, feel it out, feel the party out. Yeah,
think
see
before-
how we're gonna feel it.
I think before he walks in, he's gonna look back to everybody like, "You sure about this?"
I didn't say you gotta go in the middle of it. So if they got ears from the outside, they can hear it just fine.
Okay, I'll pull out the music box and let it play. Let's see what that does.
And we all gonna
Cheers.
dance at the same time to the beat.
Tier's gonna do the Sporticus dance.
Yeah. I think the Sporticus dance is like.
Music stopping scared me more than anything else, honestly. 'Cause I was like, oh shit, what's happening?
Yeah, and I mean, they just kind of stand there and look at you guys. You do see them kind of like shuffling a little bit.
Okay.
Oh,
getting
there.
you're trying.
They're not like. I mean, from what you've seen with the other ones, it's not nearly the same. Like the energy is just not there.
All right. Well, if we're doing this, we're doing this. I think Liam's gonna look back and reach his hand out to Kaylin,
Let's do it.
and I'm gonna lead her right in, and we're gonna dance and see what happens.
Perfect. In the middle we go.
And I'm gonna grab Elfie.
Oh,
Into the middle we
Right.
go.
ragdoll me again. All right, let's go. I guess.
Well, Oz will charge in too, because he's not letting everybody get teleported off without him.
Sporticus.
Nothing can go wrong.
Where are the two little ones?
As the mushrooms, almost immediately as you guys step into the middle, start to go the wrong way.
Shit.
As they start to turn clockwise, and they don't say anything. There's no chant. There's no nothing. The square starts to shift as all of you are taken away from this place.
Oh boy.
Oh.
And in fact, because Liam set his box on the ground,
Oh shit.
he does not have his music box
No.
anymore.
No.
It's unfortunate.
Oh shit.
No.
That's
And
depressing.
now, guys are in for a whole world of adventure.
Oh God. Oh God, what is about to happen?
I really do just make everything worse for myself. I swear to God.
I thought we were having a beautiful moment. I just
I
wanted
thought
that
it was
to be
going to be like a
known.
redemption from the night where we danced and Elfie wasn't part of the dancing. I thought this was going to be like, dance party 2.0. It's
I
okay.
swear to God, dude. I have a real bad feeling about this.
I don't have any good feelings about it at all.
As a lot of you, notably, I didn't quite expect this, so forgive me for taking a
God.
moment.
Oh God.
That's even worse.
Oh my god, I knew it was a trap!
no.
Where are we?
You guys find yourselves in this small stone cell.
Shit.
Elfie,
Is this
these
stuff from my
look
dreams?
incredibly familiar to you.
Elfie's gonna hyperventilate in the corner.
We're
Wait,
all in
wait.
different cells?
No, it looks like
Well, like me and Liam are in the same one, but you guys are in different cells?
we're in the same one.
Wait,
Three of
who?
us are in the same one.
Who?
Oh,
Me,
okay.
Tyr, and Oz.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Just making sure I wasn't like glitching. Oz? Tyr? Elfie?
Can we hear them?
Muffled, but yes.
Oh, God damn.
Kaylin!
Yeah. Liam and I are here.
Three of us are here.
Sporticus?
Nope,
Not with us.
just us.
Where are we?
Our pull and
No idea.
emergency mushrooms are gone. This is real bad.
All right, so let's check the room real quick. What do we see?
Yeah, so in
Or is there?
each of your rooms, I'm gonna kind of reform it just a little bit right now. Yeah, so in each of your rooms, you do see beds that are secured to the ground. There's a single bed in each cell. There is a small wooden table in each room. In Liam and Kaylin's cell, there is a small glass of water along with a small jug of water that sits on the table. But aside from that, there's nothing there.
I don't
Okay.
trust that water.
What kind of door is this? Is it
We
like,
trusted purple mushrooms. But
like
you
a
won't
cell
trust water.
door?
These are heavy metal cell doors.
How far apart are the bars?
These are not barred, actually, but metal doors with simply a slot in the middle that seemingly can be opened to pass things through.
Can we try to open that to look through it?
From this side, unless you can explain to me how you're doing it, there wouldn't be a way to open.
Okay.
Okay. Well, listen. I knew this day would come, and I do have something I can do, but I want to check. Okay.
Oh my god, you do.
Can I see the door? Scoot over.
Me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
I think I can open it, but it's going to make a pretty loud noise.
Liam, I gotta be honest. This wasn't exactly what I was thinking when I said, I had a vision of us alone in a room together.
Yeah, well,
Christ.
me either. And I'm a little nervous, so...
Well, if it's just a matter of sending something through, I mean, I can wild shape into something. That's
Something
gonna
this
be better
flat
than
to fit
making a
through
big
this-
noise.
I mean, can you fit through this little slot?
I can make something that can. I can get my familiar. My familiar can be a number of things that are small, including a rat.
It would
Or a
also
mouse
come
or a
down
rat.
to a way to open that slot, too.
Yeah, it probably only opens from the other side.
Mm.
Which would mean you would still need to use knock.
And there's no way to see through to like Misty step out.
Correct.
We can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let everybody get
Hold
to
on.
sleeping.
Let me see if there's any way that we can maybe muffle the sound. Gotta admit, I was not prepared for this, so
You and me both.
well, then why'd you send us to corrupted mushrooms?
Because you guys were insistent on going where the mushrooms wanted to go.
I explicitly said alive and well family members.
I mean, and they were alive and well. They've just been corrupted. It's fine.
How is that the same? It's fine. It's fine. I'm only having a small panic attack. Yeah, I
So
got nothing.
You're having a small panic attack? I just had a nightmare in these rooms.
Wait, you had your night. Are you gonna tell any of us this, or are you gonna keep it to Elfie self?
He's over here having a full-on panic attack in the corner. Like,
Okay. All right. Okay.
So that means that we know where we are.
a cell of nightmares.
If it is thunder, think of it. Charm was in a thunder cloud. She went to Endelin's. Endelin's space might be very thunderous, like thundercloud stuff, right? If you're saying that you saw like lightning and thunder in your dream, we might be in Endelin's prison. And I have a
You
feeling
see
if we
lightning and
break
thunder
out,
now.
she's gonna be real quick on our tail.
You're in the other room. We can't hear you say that.
Do we have all of our
Well, it
stuff
was
still?
muffled, but you guys could hear me.
You do have all of your
We're
stuff.
teleporting
Well,
with all our stuff.
unfortunately, minus Liam, but
Yeah, thanks for that little nugget of remembrance. Appreciate it.
Damn.
Okay.
Guys, I think this is Endelin's place. I mean, it's up to you, but I have a bad feeling. I almost feel like it's worth just waiting for someone to come around that we can try and negotiate with and clear this up as an obvious misunderstanding.
Can someone remind me who Endelin is?
She's the last one we
the
haven't
last
seen.
tag.
Did we level up Ace when we came in here?
I mean, arguably at the end of the session, you will.
God damn it. Well, we made it to Jan. God damn it.
Fast level.
Definitely one
Holy
way to get
crap.
there. Elfie's gonna ask, I guess, can Oz still use the helmet again or no?
No, because I used it after our long rest.
But Kaylin can, right? Kaylin can still like reach out for presences or no?
Mine, I think, requires sight. If I remember, it's like to establish the connection. I believe I need sight.
Tyr's just gonna like kind of walk up to the door and just kind of, just look it over. Like if there's anything he can see to maybe potentially help get us out.
Think you can get through that door, Tyr?
I don't know. But
Look,
I'm gonna look at it real hard and see if there's anything I can do.
Yeah,
I
give
mean,
me an
Liam's-
investigation check.
if Liam wants to use knock, that's the other option too.
It'll
I think
open
there needs
it.
to be a decision of the two of you.
Nat 20. What,
Oh.
20?
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
god!
All right, let's go. Tyr's got his
I mean-
everything back.
These seemingly are really well reinforced doors.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Even
I
with
think even looking at it, I mean, I really think that you think if you put everything you had into it, I mean, you might be able to dent the door. But as far as getting it open, I mean, this is the kind of place where somebody goes and never comes out.
Oh, God damn it.
That's fantastic.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to Elfie and Oz and be like, well, I don't know. I don't see a way out of here.
All right, well, check
Yeah.
all the walls and floor and just make sure there's nothing we're missing.
While
think-
we're doing that, it needs to be
Liam,
y'all's
you're free to-
decision about using knock because we aren't gonna know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say, Liam, this is your place with your item. We kind of know the consequences of upsetting the hags, but I can promise you I would make a Fey deal if it means getting us out of here and keeping everyone alive.
Wait, was Kaylin able to figure out where we are?
She's assuming where we are.
Yeah, I mean,
Did
okay.
we
So
see
let's
anything
time
around
out just for a
outside?
second. Let's just for a moment. Okay, if we are at the place where my item's at, we can.
Shouldn't you feel it?
We should feel it, or I should feel it, right? In theory.
Only
Yeah,
if
I
you're close
mean,
enough.
in theory, that there's not something else hindering that. But yeah,
God damn it.
I mean, I guess I would relate it to think of like tier, right?
Yeah,
Each time you guys have found an item, they've been progressively more protected.
it's true.
And so Oz also doesn't, because this was supposed to be where Oz's thing was.
Yeah.
Did we actually determine that we know that in character, or are we metagaming that?
No, I mean, you
I
said,
meant to
like,
say.
when we,
I meant to say that in character specifically. I will say.
if you're asking me, are you asking me if we knew about your thing, Jason?
Well, I'm asking, do in character we know where we are?
No.
No, I have no idea.
Well, depends on if Elfie's going to tell us anything about his dream or not.
Right.
I'm asking Ace
We
if it's thundering or lightning outside 3 times now. Like, do we have windows? Can we see
No,
if it's thundering or lightning?
Not here. There is no windows. Not in the cells that you're in.
Putting my ear against the wall, can I hear thunder or lightning outside?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you stop and listen, you can definitely hear thunder.
I mean, Elfie will relay his dream to Oz and Tyr, visibly really shaken up that he's in the place where he just had a nightmare.
Oh, sorry about that. This is yeah, this would shake me up too. Jumping right in here after that.
I think after that, like Elfie's gonna just kind of like he doesn't have any way of getting out. He's gonna kind of just. Which direction do we hear Kaylin and them from?
Would be like kind of this direction, but through the door.
Okay. I want to tap on the other side of the wall and see if there's anybody on the other side.
So you're gonna tap on this wall.
The red wall or the other wall?
This one here.
The red.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I mean, I do think eventually you do hear this kind of quiet voice that calls out, "Don't bother. She's not gonna let us out."
Somebody else.
What kind of voice is it?
Kind of a younger female voice.
Okay. I feel
Liam,
like that doesn't sound right.
Is he
you
the-
want to get out?
Well, is he the only one that hears that?
I think the layout of the rooms, their group would be the only one that can hear that.
Okay.
Pretty thick walls.
Okay. Since Elfie's leaving it alone. Who are you?
Yeah, no, Alfie was very disparaged by the fact that it didn't sound right.
She calls back. She goes, "I'm Glister. I used to be a performer at this carnival, but since I've been separated from my sister, well, now I'm just here."
Do you remember who your sister's name was?
It's the centaur.
Well, of course I do. I could never forget my sister Gleam.
That's the centaur, right?
I was about to say that sounds familiar. Who was that?
Miss
You
Madame.
guys have never heard it before.
Oh,
Oh, we
never
haven't?
mind then.
Oh.
Nope.
I guess that's.
I guess you may have heard the name in passing, but like you definitely don't know these people.
Okay.
Can confirm
Yeah.
I did not write that name down.
Like search feature.
Yep.
Well, is there a rotation? Like, how do we get a chance to get out?
You think if I knew that, I'd still be here?
That's fair.
Fair point. Does anybody ever come give us food? And how often does that happen?
Well, My friend Hurley brings me stuff once in a while. Only when he can sneak away, though. I mean, it's few and far between.
Burley sounds familiar. Oh, never mind.
Bugbear?
I'm thinking of Burley. Oh, Burley. He lost a brother.
You ask where we are.
Well, this is the Mother Horn. This is Hendelin's prison, where she locks away all the things she never wants to see again.
Do you know
Is
why
she ever
mushrooms would have
around?
brought us?
I mean, my best guess is it's a trap set by Endelin, and you all walked into it no different than I did.
Mm. Sorry, Oz, go ahead.
Is Indolin ever around these parts, or this is just her prison?
Well, I mean, she never leaves the Mother Horn, but she hasn't come down to the prison as long as I've been here.
How long have you been here?
Wish I knew the answer to that. I lost count a long time ago.
Okay. Elfie's gonna kind of just sit on the bed, a little bit defeated, a little bit terrified, and hope that somebody
What
else has an idea how to get out.
what does Hurley bring you?
I mean, mostly scraps, bits of food, some water. Once in a while, sneaks me a book, but yeah, it's only what he can get away with without getting himself in trouble.
He couldn't help you get out of here? Or help us get out of here?
And not without finding himself in a world of hurt. And frankly, I find myself so guilty if I knew he put himself in jeopardy just to try and help me out of here.
Are there guards that bring food or anything?
He kind of half chuckles. I wish it was that regular. They locked us away here in the hopes that we'd never be seen again.
The slits on the door ever open?
I mean, the only time they ever open for me is when Hurley tries to sneak me something, and when I got here, and Endelin locked the door and told me that she never wanted to see my face again.
I'm sorry that happened to you. But
Hold
I
on.
do have a favor. If Hurley comes around, would you mind asking him to open our slit in the door?
I mean, when he comes around, I can. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be tied up for a while. Last time he was here, he said they're getting ready for another play, and well, I mean, he's stuck doing costumes and makeup and moving stuff around for the stage. So usually when he's busy, he doesn't get a chance to really sneak away.
Elfie's gonna run up to the door and try and open it.
Gonna push on it?
Sure.
Yeah, doesn't do anything.
Damn, she said she came and locked it. She didn't come and lock shit yet. It's worth a shot. That's all I got. Sorry. Little Hope Dash goes back to sitting.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else? I don't.
What books? What books does he send?
Well, you got any good books over there?
She kind of lets out a sigh. She goes, "Nothing I haven't read. The occasional fairy tale, the occasional love story. Most of the things that Endelin would throw away and want destroyed before she ever laid eyes on them."
All right. Well, I'll run across the cell and try to relay this through the other wall since That conversation was clearer, apparently, before.
Oh, Hurley. Wait, ask her if Hurley is Hurley a bugbear?
Somebody on the
Somebody
other
should-
wall do that. So
I,
Um,
wanna watch, I was hoping to watch Oz run back and forth.
Um, is, is Hurley a bugbear?
And she kind of, you can hear this kind of like half chuckle as like her tone changes. You can tell she's kind of smiling as she talks about it. She goes, "Yeah, he's just like his brother."
Burley!
What's his
Oh,
brother's name?
Burley! I almost got thrown out by Burley.
It, do you know if his brother's name is Burley?
Yep, they're about as close can be until they got separated.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna relay it to Oz. Oz Burley is Hurley's brother.
all right, and I'll tell Kaylin. Hurley and Burley are brothers.
Thanks. What did she do to piss off Endlin? I mean, I know it's not hard, but what was the reason she got thrown in here?
She said that she was going on an adventure like we did.
She got trapped in a silly trap like we did.
Did she say? She doesn't seem to want to see a lot of things. So she doesn't want to see books about fairy tales. She doesn't want to see books about love. And she doesn't want to see Glister's face. Does she say that to everybody she looks at? Or everything she looks at?
I don't know.
Are you really
what are-
beautiful, Glister? Why is she mad about you?
Something about foretold her death, and I'm part of it or something.
Oh, we like that. We
Interesting.
like that a lot.
What do you look like?
You, I mean, I don't know.
Yelling
Like,
across the prison.
I feel like I'm a
What's your
pretty
name?
typical elf.
Oh, thank you.
A typical elf?
I mean, yeah, my twin sister and I are just both elves.
Who's
Are
your
you twins
sister?
like Hurley and Burley are twins?
Well, they're not twins, but I mean, yeah, we're almost identical twins. Yeah,
What's
that was
your
kind of
sister's
the
name?
whole. My sister's Gleam, but that was kind of our whole performance.
Gleam.
You know, we would perform at the carnival, and we had our whole acrobatic and trapeze routine that we did, and because we were twins, we did this whole thing where I'm the sun and she's the moon.
How'd you pull that off?
Well, I mean, it's just the costumes we wore. I mean, Hurley's really good with costumes.
I see where you're going with this.
Um,
I get it.
Oh my god!
I get it.
I get it. I get it too. I think.
So hold on. I met a unicorn whose really powerful magic was fooled if I put a stick on my head. Are you telling me that an eclipse could just be a costume of a sun and a costume of a moon?
I mean, I don't really know what you're getting at. Those are our costumes, yes.
And she, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and if we was to put those costumes together, could something happen?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, all I know is I was locked up here and my sister got let go. I don't know.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Oh, let
actually.
go. Well, that's probably good she got let go, right?
Where did she go? Do you know?
I
Where she
wish
said
I
she was
did.
gonna
I would just be happy if I knew that she's okay.
go? We haven't. Can I deceive her into telling her that she's okay?
Jesus.
I'm kidding. Kidding. I don't want to do that.
How'd she get let go?
I mean, I don't know. We were led to believe if we came here and performed that Endelin would have a way for us to go home. And when we arrived, I got locked up and she wasn't.
And this is the only prison?
I mean, I didn't get a grand tour when I got here, but so far as I know,
Fair. Yeah, we didn't quite get that grand tour either.
I think at this point, Tyr's gonna try and basically yell just to see if there's anybody else in the prison, and be like, "Hello, anybody
Hello.
out there?"
Hello.
okay, give me a performance check.
Oh, okay. Performance.
I will say I have
Oh,
thaumaturgy.
on that one.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh my
damn.
god.
Yeah, you kind of. I
Yeah,
think
goodness.
as you go to yell, you kind of choke a little bit and just start coughing. And it doesn't really make it out.
Elsie, kind of noticing what has happened with Tyr, is going to cast thaumaturgy at 3 times volume and attempt to see if there's anybody else here with us.
Yeah,
And that's loud.
as you do, yeah, I will need a Constitution save from both Oz and Tyr, who
Oh,
are,
gosh.
I mean, basically
Oh,
effectively
no.
in a bell as you are yelling that loud in this bell.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and I apologize. I didn't think about that.
Never fear, I have a +8 in Constitution saves.
My gosh.
So, Oz,
Gracious.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Tyr's safe, but Oz will take, let's see, a d6, 1 thunder damage, as
Oh, thank
basically this room is like an echo chamber as you know, about blow his eardrums out. But that's it. After it settles, you can hear the faint voice of another person. It's so far away you can't really make out any words, but I mean, you do hear somebody else trying to cry out.
Oh, no.
Okay, so only one other person responded to that?
Yep.
Okay.
Rang my bell.
Guys, I got an idea. Or at least Liam does. Liam's the one with all the cool tricks. But it's gonna make a lot of noise. How do we feel about busting out of this place?
Let's do it.
I mean, you just heard.
Liam, how many times can you bust us out?
Well, so
Sounds like we got
Liam,
company
how
to
good are
free.
you at busted?
I can bust
Oh my
a move,
God.
let me tell you something. Oh, you said busting, never mind. Well, it's been a while. So I could probably, assuming that it works, I could do it like 3 times.
Okay. Well, that gets most of us
Actually,
out.
actually,
Hmm?
Is it not a range thing?
knock, I can do it up to 60 feet.
Yeah, but doesn't it say like it affects any lock within so many feet or something?
Oh shit, let's
Ooh.
read it. All right, let me put it in chat for everybody real quick.
That would be incredible.
So it
Please
says
say yes.
choose an object that you can see within range. The object can be a door, box, chest, set of manacles, padlock, or another object that contains a mundane or magical means to prevent access. A target that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred. If the object has multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked.
That's what it is.
If you choose a target that is held
noise.
shut with an arcane lock, the spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which time the target can be open and shut normally. And then, yes, when you cast a spell, a loud knock audible from as far away as 300 feet emanates from the target object.
Oof.
So, unfortunately, no, I can't do multiple things at the same time. I will say, though, I could... All right, so let's assume for the moment that if I were to do this, somebody were to come running, I do also have darkness, and I could cast it on, my violin, and then whoever's within 30. Actually, let me double check that real quick. Within 15-foot radius of me would be covered by magical darkness. So we could also use that to make our escape.
If you feel real nervous if somebody comes running, just close the door back.
Just kidding.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. I don't know.
Seems like our only choice at this point.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of stuck in here.
Also, like, not to totally, interject as you guys are the players, but lest we forget that somebody was just yelling loud enough to shake the room.
Yeah, I mean
And nobody came.
that pooch done been screwed, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I fucked that one up already.
I mean, what do you think?
Go for it, buddy.
Unless you're Liam, then you
We'll close our ears.
yo,
I don't know how loud it is.
Lieutenant.
We'll close our ears.
because Liam gets to live twice. It didn't roll off my tongue the way I wanted it to. That's fine.
Oh boy, here we go then. Okay. I think that he looks to Kalen and it says, cover your ears, my love, and he goes for it.
And your door opens.
Boom!
That said, there is the sound of a loud knock that echoes through the building.
Okay, well, if we're gonna do this, we better move quickly, yeah? If I can see your mouth moving, I think you're muted, buddy. Yeah, still can't hear you. Hopefully you weren't telling me not to do this while you were muted, because that pooch got screwed.
Fine.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't do it. Oh, no.
Oh, damn it. No, after you opened it, I said, boom, baby.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's all I got.
All right, well, I guess we should move quick, yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
Eh. Okay, what are these red dots? I'm scared.
Torches on the wall,
Oh,
but they
okay.
are like not traditional torches. They're actually lit by like a magic mote of light.
Okay.
Sure, that's fine.
I want to do a quick look around to see if there's any keys on the off chance I can save some spells here.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
That's only gonna be a 9. Yeah.
So with a 9 and an 11, the 11 will save you a little bit, but as you look around, there are no keys. However, you do notice that each of these are locked on the outside of the door. So the outsides of these doors don't need keys. Think of it more as like a large deadbolt on the outside of each of these doors.
Is it metal?
Yeah. Do you
It
think we
is
could break
metal. Yeah, I mean,
Is it-
I think realistically, even from the outside, I mean, a little bit of force, and you guys could just unlock these things.
I was going to use frostbite for some cold damage addition to it.
You can just use your hands.
I'm not that strong.
It's just a deadbolt.
No.
Okay, listen, it's okay. Together, we'll do it together.
If I have to do a strength check.
No, I'm not gonna make you roll a strength check.
Oh, okay. I really thought the strength check was coming.
No, I mean, but it's just to take a second. But yeah, you guys managed to pop the lock on their door.
All right, follow me.
Okay, follow us.
Hold on.
This one now.
Liam, you open this door to reveal this elven girl sitting on the bed.
Elfie's gonna go to this.
And I will also share this with everybody.
Aw, they're cute.
Which one is she?
She's the moon.
He is
right?
the one with the sun.
Oh, she's the sun.
The sun, okay.
They're pretty. Elfie,
Is that the outfit she's wearing now?
That is the outfit she is actively wearing.
Elfie
she has the
is.
sun?
So she's
what?
currently wearing the sun.
She has the sun.
Yes, she is. Yep.
Oh.
Elfie, you're opening this door,
Yes.
and you open this door to find a woman curled up in the corner, broken glass on the floor, and you immediately recognize this woman as the person you saw in the reflection from your dream.
Oh shit.
Who are you?
And I think seeing you, I think her jaw kind of drops, tears run down her face, and she doesn't say anything, but just runs forward and wraps her arms around Elfie.
Look, lady, now that you asked, but like, I don't really do this whole PDA thing.
Unfortunately for her, that didn't do her any bit of good because she
And
hates that.
and she steps back and shakes her head. She goes, no, you don't understand. She's kind of like stumbling and like very frantic as she reaches back and grabs this shard of glass from the ground. The rest of it, we have to find the rest of it, and we can fix all of this. It's not too late.
Elfie, do I recognize is that the piece of glass from my dream?
Yeah, very much so.
Elfie's gonna reach for the glass.
And like she definitely like tentatively like she's resistant in letting it go because clearly there's some form of attachment to it, but she does eventually kind of freely hand it over to you.
When I grab hold of this, do I feel the pull as if my items?
Yeah, but it's kind of similar to the first time you touch the mirror, right? Like it's broken. Like something isn't entirely there.
Elfie's gonna pull the hand mirror out of his bag and put the glass piece in it. Does it look complete when I do that?
There's some bits and pieces missing, but it's a majority complete, and so much so that the mirror kind of mends itself to a degree. And upon looking into the mirror, you see a reflection not of yourself in that moment, but yourself much younger. You see a reflection of the woman in front of you standing over your shoulder, arms around you, guiding you. And in that moment, it's like a door, a mental door has been unlocked as the memories of this woman raising you, this being your mother standing in front of you.
Pause. I need to send you a message. Please.
Okay.
Did I message the right one?
You're good.
The silence is deafening.
I know.
It's so bad.
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
stressed.
I needed clarification of this. And so I just look at her. I look at her face. Do you have any like art of her?
I don't at the moment. Again, I didn't really expect anybody to end up here right now. But also notably, the minute the mirror is completed and put back together and it is unified, she collapses.
Oh, well, that's bad.
Elfie's like heart just breaks slightly, and he just turns around. Well, actually, he doesn't have to. What is it? Mental? What kind of like is it just exhaustion? What?
Yeah, I think you kind of get the idea that it's just exhaustion. Like, I mean, you already know that this place is not well taken care of, right? The people here are kind of locked away, so she's already probably pretty malnourished as far as just food and things like that go. But in this kind of burst of energy, this rush of excitement, she kind of used up what she had, and in that moment has just kind of run on empty and kind of given out.
Elfie's gonna turn around and look at Oz and be like, "Oz, please, I need your water skin.
Yeah, of
I need to
course.
save her."
Yeah, and so Oz will run in with Elfie and hand off the water skin.
Elfie's gonna kind of like sit down, changeling shape back up in size to a medium-sized creature, and kind of like put what he's now realized is his birth mother in between his legs and kind of like trying to help her drink without having to pick her all the way up.
Yeah, and I mean, she's very much alive, right? So like she, isn't like resistant or anything like that, and does, manage to drink some of the water a little bit at a time, and you do see this kind of faint, sparkly aura that kind of flows over her for a moment, and you can see she's kind of slowly coming back. I do think you guys kind of get the idea that coming from what you saw the water once capable of, it's not quite as potent as it was, right? I mean, it's been away from the source for some time and it has diminished a little bit, but like she is kind of coming to and a little bit more I guess aware, alert, as she's kind of coming through, and like the first word she utters is just kind of, "We have to get out of here." But before she knows, we have to go.
Check your DMZs too. but-
Yeah, I have it. I'll get it put in when I get a second.
Oh, you're good. I just didn't know if I'd given it to you. Or
Yeah.
not. I must have given it to you on the other one. I don't understand.
And I think she kind of takes a second, puts a hand to your cheek, and like you can see the sincerity in your eyes. She goes, "I promise, I on everything that I am, I promise you, I will explain everything. But we're not safe here. If she finds out that we're not sealed away, then all of this is for nothing."
Elfie not really understanding why, just looks her dead in the eyes and just says, "I trust you." And I guess.
And I think she kind of tries to stand. You can tell she's a little still weak, a little kind of run down or what have you. But she takes a second to stand and kind of looks to all of you, kind of expecting you to kind of lead the charge versus herself. Obviously she's not quite as capable as she would normally be. But yeah, I mean, she's very much ready to leave.
Yeah,
Elfie's gonna like wrap his arm around her and kind of help her out of the cell.
yeah. Liam's gonna gesture frantically to, I forget her name already, but like, we gotta go.
Yeah,
Is
Glister
anybody else
doesn't.
in here?
She doesn't waste any time. She follows right out with you guys.
What did you say, Oz?
So is there anybody else in here?
I didn't see anybody in the other cell.
Yeah, I think that's all
Yeah,
the
I
doors.
walked by it because it was open.
That is all of the cell doors.
I'm just kind of asking
that was-
that to
that
our
was the cell we came
NPCs
out
that have joined us.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
And I think Glister specifically kind of looks to you and goes, "Nobody here. I mean, there's lots of others in the Motherhorn. I mean, there's so many people that she's enslaved that she uses as tools, as minions, but nobody else within the cells."
All right, then let's get going.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Liam is gonna kind of rush to the front and be like, if somebody catches it, someone cast darkness on myself, so stay close.
Okay.
Uh, not to throw a damper and everything. I think Deer's gonna ask, um, so do we need to potentially leave them here or for a moment and come back for them, or do you think we run and gun?
I'm not leaving her.
And I would never ask. I can't.
I think it's
I
their
would-
choice.
I would do whatever I have to do to help you get her out. They're with us now.
Okay. I just
I know.
I
It's
just
a risk.
didn't know if we needed to potentially hold off to look for things before before we started moving. But
I say we-
no, I mean,
going.
if everybody else is in, let's go.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I
You
tell
guys
you what,
open the door?
I got a great idea for how to make an eclipse. I know we only got the sun part, but I tell you what, I'm gonna pull my pants down and go in front of her, and I bet you that'll freak her out for one reason or another. Full
you gonna-
moon.
You gonna full moon her?
Okay. Liam, Oz, open the door.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Oh, Jesus
As
Christ.
the door opens, you see this monstrous contraption of these spinning planets and moons constantly in motion. This loud kind of ticking, if you will, as they all seemingly shift and move. Down the middle, this kind of central column of some sort. It's hard to tell, but you can tell it is absolutely pulsing with raw electricity in that moment. And in that moment specifically, Liam, it's like your body betrays you. It's like you can't control your own actions. And specifically, it's like there are strings attached to your wrists,
No.
your elbows, your shoulders, your feet, as you are ripped from the group and suspended in the middle of the air within this contraption. And you all hear two voices, first cackling, and a third voice speaks out. You thought you could break into my palace, into my home, and disturb my play, and there would be no ramifications for such a thing? You fools. You absolute fools. I can't believe you'd even begin to think that someone as prepared as myself would be so incredibly reckless as to just let you wander in here. And with that, she is going to do. That is
No.
one,
No,
two,
no,
three. She is going to do a total of 61 damage to Liam as these kind of magical strings, these puppet strings that are holding him, kind of bind around him and pull tighter and tighter and tighter.
I will make you an offer.
Hold on. Does that put you down? Or
Yeah.
Can we put you- okay.
Big time.
Yeah. And
like,
so-
that was dangerously close to double.
In that moment,
No.
his body falls lifelessly to the floor in a heap, just drops dead weight from the air, falling to the floor. And you hear the voice again. If you think death will save you, you are absolutely wrong, as she will cast Revivify, bringing Liam back and hanging him again in front of you all. She goes, if you think you're going to walk in here after tormenting my sisters, after tormenting my family, and I won't return the favor to your family, you have a whole different experience coming, as she lashes out again for one more attack of 16 psychic damage and tosses his body at Kalen's feet.
God damn.
And that
Jesus.
is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Oh, my heart hurts.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, jeez.
I can hear Pixel laughing from his stream right now, dude. I swear to God.
Oh,
Okay.
No, fuck the okay part. Are we playing tomorrow?
I can't do tomorrow.
You can or can't?
I cannot. I'm doing a sleep study on myself.
Sounds like a nighttime thing. I'm kidding. Obviously,
Okay,
I'm kidding,
well,
but-
we'll get back. We're going to circle back to that here in a minute.
Oh my god.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Is everybody okay?
No.
No? Okay.
Honestly, I thought you were dead.
Oh, well,
I mean-
that depends on your definition, big dog.
I mean,
Okay.
I swear I would have thought 61 was double yours.
It was
Even
was
then, she was
close.
casting Revivify anyway.
It was very close.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Well, we got a lot of decompressing to do, so I'm going to go ahead and just run through this. I can see it all over the faces. It's real bad. Okay, y'all. I've been Liam, your tiefling bard, currently a pile of flesh at Caitlin's feet. I really appreciate you guys hanging out.
Yeah, I've been Ace. I've been the DM. I was some fun characters to start with, and then some not so fun characters.
Oof.
I'm Foxy, who should be very happy at the moment, but is actually just fucking terrified.
And I'm Jason. Good night from Papa Oz, who is very confused and concerned about all of the events from today.
I'm Lady Stuff. I'll play Kaylin. I signed up for this, but now I don't know why. I'll go cry in a corner for a few minutes. Don't mind me. I'm your Kalistar. Circle of Stars Druid. Okay, bye.
I'm Skynet. I played Tier Fire Fist, and I'm quite scared right now.
All right. Well, there does seem to be some, debate on when we're going to play again, and it sounds like maybe we can't do tomorrow, which is fine. I will say it probably is for the best. It seems like we probably should give Ace a little bit of leeway here.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah,
probably.
really threw him for a swing.
yeah, we fucked up. So
Look, I want to be clear. There was no way for us to know that was gonna.
yeah,
happen.
sure. No, that's good.
No way.
Listen, if anybody's to blame, it's me. I walked right in the middle of the motherfuckers. Okay, so it's all good. It's fine.
So last time I tried to your plant up.
So we're obviously not going to be playing tomorrow, which is the 7th of May. Do we just want to plan for the weekend? Sunday?
This weekend is
Gotta wait till the
Mother's Day.
weekend. Oh fuck.
I'm not saying that.
This weekend is Mother's Day, so remember we were trying to figure out plans.
Yeah.
but
I am
everyone had
free
that.
Sunday personally, but if other
I am
people,
I'm
out of
free
town,
as
but
well.
we'll bring my laptop specifically because I want to find out what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, I'm free
Not
as well.
available. Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
yeah, Saturday's the only day I got stuff going on. So all right, listen, we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna get back to you. We seem to not have it all together yet. So, as a
I'm gonna bring
reminder,
some, like-
we do these live shows. I will try to let you guys know beforehand, but if you miss them or if you want to go back and relive this stuff, the YouTube is pinned in the chat there. And if you're on YouTube watching this, you obviously already know where it's at. So GG's, you get inspiration. Well done. Yeah, I guess we'll find somebody to raid. It's real bad, y'all. It's real bad.
Oh my.
Is Pixel live and you can go share the trauma with Pixel?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, camera's gonna be weird for a second. Sorry. Every time I pull up my other browser, it goes real funky. So sorry. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
every little thing, it's gonna be all right.
To be
I'll tell you what, actually, I'm going to send you guys over to Two Dog. We haven't raided him in a while. Looks like he's playing some Sharks, and I have no idea what Sharks and Minnows is, but he's a really cool dude, so you'll have fun no matter what. And he actually just went live, so if you guys go give Two Dogs some love, that'd be super awesome. And y'all, we will catch you sometime or another to see what happens. Bye!